There's an episode that's like, yeah, there's this one where he's got, look, Alan and Eddie on the thumbnail together. This one, Alan and Eddie's vinyl breakdown. 2 hours. Yeah, M.I.M. Dizzle.
That when I saw that, I said, oh my God, Alan is now doing Eddie's content. Because Eddie brought up the fucking thing with the dog tag. That was Eddie's thing on Eddie's channel. That's like a big thing of Eddie. Like Eddie brought this, like no one else was talking about it. He came up with this on his own. It's Eddie's thing.
Do I at any point play Eddie talking? That's what I want to know.
If it's public information and whatever now, no, it's Eddie's thing. Like, just get off your phone. Does anyone want to hear it like it is? Does anyone want to, like... Bear in mind, right, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. 45 videos of him singing songs.
To do would be to delete the videos.
Yes!
And I deleted them.
Yes! And this sick fucking shit with Nicola Bully. And the fucking singing and the... Like, yes!
Sarah in the house.
Is the one that he had decided to...
So, give the money to charity.
There's his channel. There's his old channel. That doesn't exist, does exist, doesn't exist, doesn't. Classic rare videos of those wonderful artists you might have forgotten about, like Nicola Bully and her children.
That he made off it, and he did take it down.
Look at that old picture of Edis with the dog on his shoulder. What the fuck is that about?
And I said, keep my name out of your mouth and my content off your channel.
Talking about Alan there, look.
The minute my content went back on his channel, I'm on the fucker.
I'm on the fucker. I'm on the bitch.
Approach with caution, he could be ill. I'm going to rip him a new one. And I'll keep stolen. It's a...
Let's play Eddie.
Is to make this video, and this video basically says, I'm not going to be doing it anymore. I've had enough. So we'll listen to what Eddie's got to say, and I'll talk about it.
At this point, I was still like Team Eddie in a way. Do you know what I mean? I hadn't turned... Well, he hadn't turned on me, is the way to say that, isn't it?
Yeah. Deal. It's called React.
This is back when I did 5-hour streams every day. Good times. Yeah, well, this was a 2-hour stream, actually.
Fair use. So I'm not copyright stealing anything. This is Eddie's words, but I'm going to be React fair use, yeah?
Is the one that he had decided to say hello to our wonderful audience. Hello everybody, it's so nice to...
And for the sake of brevity, I'm going to speed him up a little bit. Oh. And it'll be fine, trust me. Let's have the...
Because Eddie's better sped up.
Let's have the playback speed at 1.25.
Be back again. It's a sad one, this one today, Eddie, isn't it? Very, very sad, Granddad. Didn't know exactly how we were going to do this video, so I thought what I'll do is just put Polly and her family. Now, let me tell you what's happened and what's gone wrong. I have been making many videos, and as you know, I went through a phase of doing loads and then I deleted quite a few of them.
Ooh.
I've been getting blasted by quite a few people. Earlier on, I got blasted by Nicola's family and her friends as well.
Right, I'm going to pause.
What? Hang on. Eddie got blasted by Nicola's family and her friends? I don't remember that. Glad we're reviewing it. And then whoosh.
Grandmaster Sid
Big
Sofos
ups.
sent tippies.
Big ups!
I don't know if that still says swish and then whoosh, you know. I think that sound clip just got lost by coffee.com somewhere along the lines. Might need to dig it out again.
Everybody in the main cell block was dancing to the Superchuffers jailhouse rock.
Is that the real Sid Sofos?
Hash.
That's like 2 tippies.
Superchuffer owes 3 hugs.
Thank you. If we get like 10 tippies, I'll put the wig on. How about that? You will love the wig. I want the wig on myself. In fact, I'm going to start
10 tippies.
A cheeky bit of a wig wear for a little bit because like
that fucking YouTube goal system for grifters where they're allowed to put the goal at the top and they're like, oh, I'll grift myself a goal for no fucking reason. Just make sure you give me... It encourages them to give me more super chats. Make sure you don't set it at green super chats. Make sure it's at £10 super chats and over. You fucking greedy fucking cunts. I just put a wig on and I'm not going to charge you money.
I think it helps people remember who the fuck I am. Also, all my talking and ranting. Big up Sarah in the house.
These are quite watchable.
Eddie's immediately said,
like, people think, oh, he pauses it too much. It's good when I'm pausing it. These are quite watchable, even these years later.
He made these Nicola Bully videos, and he's been attacked by the family from Nicola Bully themselves. Right? That's a conjecture.
Eddie said he's been attacked. I'm even saying it's not true. It might not be true.
That I'm not able to verify. Now, I kind of trust Eddie.
I kind of trust Eddie at this point, but I'm already alarmed. Like, it's not me saying I think he's a liar. It's me being clear. I'm not going to back him up just because he said it. But Eddie seems alright, so, you know. But even back then he was telling fucking weird lies, wasn't he?
His word, because he's never lied to my face or on a video.
But he has since then. done both of those things. So I can't take him at his word anymore. Fucking weird this.
I've never caught him out in a lie, right? But what Eddie said is he's been attacked by Nicola Bulley's family. Now, I've not had an email from Nicola Bulley's family. I've not. But if someone sent me an email saying, "Hi, I'm Nicola Bulley's dad, Emma, Paul," and or
kind of irrelevant what I think about
Eddie
this
might
now.
have that full verification. I don't know. And this is where he gets his egg on a little bit. So I'm like, Eddie might have on the internet trying to bullshit me around. I would need full verification.
I'd need full verification. What I'm saying is, if you sent me an email saying, "Hi, I'm Ernie Bulley and I'm cross with you," then I'd say, "Well, I don't know that you are. You could just be some troll." Whereas Eddie is certain that he's talking to the family because they've contacted him and he's been blasted by them. Like, he's literally saying he's in communique with the family. Like, come on. How else would they give him blast him? They're not doing it publicly, are they? Must be private. They must be contacting him. And I'm saying that he must fucking know it's them. I'm trying to do my Sherlock Holmes bit. If Eddie said this, it means he must be talking to them and he must know it's them. And the other stuff he said in the past about talking to them, because he kept saying it, there it is, evidence. Fucking evidence, man.
Right? Eddie might have that full verification. I don't know. And this is where he gets his egg on a little bit. So I'm like, I'm able to get ahead of this because I know what he's about to say. But like, I don't have that full verification. I just don't. Do I trust Eddie that the emails he's receiving are really from the people that he says they are? I trust he thinks they are. I don't know his verification process. So he might just be receiving an email, and this might be doing Eddie a lot of disservice. Maybe Eddie's not this, naive. So I would assume he's not this naive. But then I don't know what it takes to prove, and I don't know what proof he's got. So
he is massively naive and a massive liar. Not naive, but thick.
Say that. So everything Eddie says about being in connection with Nicola's family, I take with a pinch of salt.
Good.
Because I cannot believe it to be 100% fact, because there's nothing to back up that. Eddie never presents anything to back it up other than the information he has.
You know what? This is where he's got his cob on with me, isn't it? I said at this moment he was still on, I'm still on Team Eddie and that. I did this video to speak on Eddie's side. I'd actually, I think, emailed him, or did I say it in a thing? Don't quit your channel, attack Alan instead. I'm going to. I hope this would be like a turning point where he would say, right, because he was cross and fed up about Alan stealing his content. Exactly the same thing happened to me. So I was like, let's fucking give Alan a load of shit on the internet because he deserves it. I'm already doing it. And he was like, Eddie was like, no, I don't want to. I just want to quietly disappear. And I was like, fair enough. If that's your choice, I'm going to carry on giving him shit on the internet. But now I realise that he would have watched this and he'd have thought he's caught me in a lie. He's saying it. And I wasn't like, Eddie, you're a fucking liar, da da da. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, but being clear to my audience that I couldn't jump in head first and say, just because he said it, it's fact. I wouldn't do that with anyone. You could be the fucking Queen of Sheba. You could come on and you could say, I knew Nicola Bulley's family. And I'd say, well, excuse me, I'm not taking that as fact. I'd have to I'd have to get some. It doesn't matter who you are. So I was trying to be respectful about it, but I was saying that me personally, the Superchuffer brand, what we don't do is jump on board with hearsay. So he's hearsaying, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. But I can hear him, what I'm saying here. It like, if you're Eddie and you're telling the lie, you think, fuck, he's busted me. Here he is saying it in not so many words. Like, oh, I can see this now.
Is pertinent to this case. So how would he know the information if he wasn't in touch with the family? And Eddie himself will say he envelops it in the content. So we'll dig that out today. But
good, well, I'm going to dig it out. Am I going to dig it out and prove that he said that?
Let's just make that.
I know what I mean is I'm going to dig it out of the content. What he's tried to, because he used to say he put secret messages in the content. You see, I'm saying it. He said it.
Clear.
I'm not just saying it because he didn't say it. Like, I'm saying it because he did said it. Got him. Busted. Got him. Busted. Got him. Come on, YouTube.
Content. So we'll dig that out today. But let's just make that clear.
Come on, YouTube, you stupid. Why
deleted those videos.
Okay.
I made loads of videos. Step away. The videos. I decided.
Eddie's music and my music. Can you hear everything all right?
I decided at that point that maybe the best thing to do would be to delete the videos. And I deleted them in good faith.
He's like talking up here, actually, isn't he? He's more like Paul Daniels or something.
Oh, yeah, they're right. Let's just step away. But what happened was, when I stepped away and I deleted those videos, I made loads of videos. I mean, the ones that stick out for me were...
There's a picture of her and her dad here, you see. Like, Eddie's telling us he's enveloped the ideas in the video. Like, am I to read into this that he's in touch? Let's be honest, listening to Eddie's back catalogue, I have come to the conclusion that Eddie would like me from this point early on. He said he's in touch with the family.
Hang on, what happened then?
I have come to the conclusion that Eddie would like me from this point early on. He said he's in touch with the family. I don't know if he is or not. If it was me and I...
Did somebody fuck up there on the stream?
Got an email, you would have to go some to prove that you are the family before I even take you
It's out of sync now. Like, what the fuck?
seriously.
Oh, it's YouTube fucking up, yeah? Okay.
I'm digging out the information out. I'm reading between the lines of what he said and making a fact out of an inference. And later on,
Worst.
be listening to me say this.
I didn't know if that was on that stream that I'm watching or here. Big ups Red Fan. Thank you for the gifted sub. Big ups Brit. You've now got a subscription so you don't have to watch the adverts. Say thank you to Red Fan.
And he'll think, oh, like, chuffing, I can't show you this, and he'll be getting annoyed about it. But he'll understand.
All right, shut up, Scott. Let's listen to Eddie.
No matter who you are on the internet, like, even my...
Couldn't be happier.
Swish and then whoosh. Is that the real Sid so fast?
The father.
Like basically what it is so far in this video, I'm doing a lot of talking, but we busted him telling a lie that he was in contact with the family because he literally says the family have been blasting me out. And that means, like, to most people, the family have been giving me shit. And not like randomly out of nowhere the family started giving me shit. He kind of means it. Like, we all know he means it. Like, you know, I'm in touch with the family. Usually things are going quite well. This week they've been blasting me out. So, you know, it's like he absolutely said that the family had, like, been in touch. Like, not, he didn't say the family had been in touch with me, but he said they've been in this example, they've been blasting me out, meaning that, like, the family have been, you know, giving him shit. And how would they... I've already explained this just today already, so I don't need to repeat myself, but how would they, unless they were in contact with him? He's alluding to the idea they're in contact. Like, he did it every video, so at this point it's like not even a surprise, is it? And then I've got it. I've got the facts. I've got it recorded on the old stream there on Battery Exhausted, and here right now I'm reiterating the point, so we could clip it from either. It's being recorded again. But yeah, he absolutely said it.
Even if someone sent it me behind the scenes, can't. I don't see my fact.
I mean, I only looking on this one to see if there was anything of any interest, thinking maybe I played some of the Eddie video, but I did, and I played enough to be, like, properly interesting for the way I wanted to just review it now, so that's great.
Quite close to being...
If only I would shut up.
It's, you know, still not... So you see where I'm going with this, yeah? Okay.
Videos where I brought Jonathan Creek into it, and the one I'm going to be talking about today, the dog tag. About 3 months ago I made a video about a dog tag. Anyway, after a barrage of abuse and all kinds of nonsense, loads and hundreds of emails telling me to bugger off and go away.
I don't know who they're from and whatever. I don't get hundreds of emails myself from all this.
We've now learned it wasn't emails, it was YouTube notifications about comments.
So again, like...
Which he got via email, as was his choice. But it's just YouTube comment. Like, there wasn't hundreds of people sending him emails.
Getting hundreds. I get a lot of inbox notifications on my Twitter and all this stuff. Maybe he's only got one. Is surprised.
What happened was a lot of the investigating I'd done, a lot of...
PMG Kid sent tippies. Superchuffer owes 3 hugs.
Big ups PMG Kid. I'm going to whip the wig off for a little bit now because it's making my head hot. And then if you want the wig on, someone's going to have to joke out of it.
Churning out started to be more probable. My goodness me, people were saying that guy from Eddie's Final Break, a lot of the stuff he's doing seems to be coming right.
Yeah, well, not seems to be coming right, but seems to fit. Because, like, there's nothing come right yet, has there? But seems to be, like, when we create these narratives...
I'm glad I'm picking that up, because even that's a bullshit, isn't it? It seems to be coming right. What is proven true? Nothing was proven true. None of it. And he said all sorts of different shit. So, you know, over a scattergun approach, everything can be true, can't it? Like, if you say everything, something can be true. Like,
quite make everything fits. Warning. A slight different.
Scotty talking.
Use my material.
Page in the same track, essentially, aren't we?
And then I found other channels started to use my material. Now, of course, I always said I don't mind as long as we get the word out there. Use my material.
Now, this is interesting because, like, there is I'm not going to go too deep into this now. Like, there's no point really because we all know how it stands. Like, yeah, share the information, get the stuff out there, but also give people credit. That's what Eddie's main point is. It's just an etiquette thing. It's a...
See, now I'm being naive myself here, because actually Eddie wanted them to use his material so that he could seed the ideas, get them going, create a narrative, have that narrative in other people's work, and then disappear. So that later on, you can't point on the internet to Eddie Brown saying this or that, but you can point to Mind Juice, or you can point to Alan. And it's the same. It serves the same purpose. In fact, it's better because Eddie's nobody, and people took Alan relatively seriously. You know what I mean? Like, how do you seed and sow the true crime narrative? And it sounds like, because we assume now Eddie's just doing it because he's a fucking sado who wanted attention. But this is the kind of behaviour of some sort of like online gatekeeper who wants to seed a fake narrative, like someone working for Mark Williams Thomas or something. You know, like it fucking feels weird. And it always has done, and that's why I've always sniffed around it. But I know now that the truth is, unless I drive out to New Zealand, no, unless I go out to New Zealand, I'm probably not, you know, I'm not equipped like the police are to do interviews with people. So I'm probably not, and even if I did, like, you know, the police aren't going to get him to spill, are they? So who knows? But like, what's more likely is that he's just, and the world that we should live in is the one where he's just a fucking sad nobody who's making all up shit to try, like, because Alan made up the idea that he was in MI5 to try and sound big. So even this idea that I'm doing now, you know, he might roll with because it makes sound better than just fucking driving a freight train. But you know, he did it to get people wondering, was what you were saying. It did make me wonder though, yeah, because my my role in this was to wonder, was to ask questions of everything and try and find the truth. So somebody out there spreading lies, spreading rumours, like creating narratives, to what end? For what reason? You know, to what end? And like I said, the reason is probably because for attention, because it's a sad act. But like,
standard thing. Plagiarism is a difficult thing on YouTube, but we all know what's going on and who's a cock and who's not, don't we? So
then all of a sudden, it really did turn into a circus. And the guy I'm going to be talking about today, who's, you know, he's going through a hard time, he's just had a knee operation.
I don't believe he's going through a hard time. I think he makes you believe he's going through a hard time so that you feel sympathy for him, but I don't think he's going through that hard of a time.
You played into his fucking hands there by delivering his narrative.
You know who I'm talking about. His name is Alan,
yeah.
And he has a channel called The Armchair Detective.
Yeah.
And I requested one thing of Alan. If you
start off by making people feel sympathy for him. He's not a bad guy, he's having a hard time.
are going to use my material, at least have the decency to maybe give a shout out. You know, thanks to Eddie from Eddie's Vinyl Break.
Mind you, what I'm saying, like, why would he kick up this fuss if he wanted a shout out? Because he didn't want it, like, I'm saying he doesn't want a shout out, he wants it to just be out there as a story and then he can drift away. So maybe he did want a fucking shout out, and it points less to him being like some agent who's trying to seed ideas and more towards him just being a fucking desperate sado who wants to be known on the internet.
This next section of my video I took from Eddie, I hope he doesn't mind. This is my spin on it. And in my last raves I've done,
just
where
say
I
that.
lost the plot, and I sincerely apologise
for how
bad I got there. I should really have put a warning on it. Warning youngsters that there was a lot of swearing involved, and today there's going to be no swearing at all. I wish I could be like some of these other channels that are so...
We never really discussed how fucking awful that video is that he's put on top or behind of those fucking weird religious people. Like, religion's all good, you know, go to church, have a good time, but this sort of, like, whatever they're doing is just a bit extra for me. It looks really cheesy, and we know that Eddie at the time, whether he's since had a come to Jesus moment, at the time he professed that he didn't have any religious beliefs whatsoever. When you're dead, there's nothing. So, like, where does this fucking quiet hands to God, you know, where does this shit come from? Where it comes from is him trying to elicit some sort of sympathy or seem like a really good guy. You know, this is the sort of thing that nice people do. It's fucking weird though. That should be called out more, but, you know, let it slide at the time. It was ghastly though, that was.
I don't know if youngsters should be discussing the death of Nicola Bulley in such detail, but yeah.
Could be like some of these other channels that are so...
Youngsters...
involved, and I should really have put a warning on it. Warning youngsters that there was a lot of swearing in.
Warning youngsters. You don't, again, yeah, you don't have to put that warning on. You just set your video to over 18.
Involved, and today there's going to be no swearing at all. I wish I could be like some of these other channels that are so...
Youngsters, I don't know if youngsters should be discussing the death of Nicola Bulley in such detail, but yeah, carry on.
Calm. Like, take that channel Top Level, for example.
Here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to...
Now he's doing this shit.
Skip this bit because he's doing an impression of someone else and it's not really relevant to what...
Oh, I skipped it. I didn't want Eddie to be like, you know, I was analysing what he's saying about Nicola Bulley. I didn't want him to be attacked by my community for attacking another community, and, you know, I wanted to stay out of the dramatics a little bit, didn't I? Let's just skip that because he's attacking someone I don't know who they are. But you know, when he started attacking people that I did know who they were, didn't skip it, did I? It's funny that it's a bit annoying that I've skipped it, but it is what it is.
We're talking about.
It's wonderful hearing his voice, okay? And I'm sorry, I wasn't taking the... You're saying goodbye, aren't we, Eddie? Not because of the abuse I'm getting, but because of... there's many reasons. I was watching a video the other day, yesterday, from Alan, Armchair Detective, and he basically completely copied and ripped off a video of mine
100%.
after I warned him in my last video when I was raving
100%.
to stop doing that.
100%, yeah. I used to watch this shit, you know. I don't watch other channels, like I said, but obviously with Alan after that, and I used to watch a couple like Eddie and this, but the one that annoyed me about it was Mind Juice that was doing it as well. Like, it's kind of fair, like, I don't know. Felt weird though when it, like, you wouldn't know if you're watching YouTube how many things are ripped off, but I've seen it. Like, a simple one is you'll see a documentary on Netflix, and it's a new documentary and it comes out, or an old one even, like Timothy Treadwell, the bear grizzly man, and then you'll see like a YouTube channel does an episode called "This Man Got Lost in the Woods and a Bear Ate Him," and you're like, oh, that's interesting. It's a YouTube video about the documentary. Well, since I've watched the documentary, I'll watch it. It's very similar to the documentary, isn't it? It's got no new information. They must have watched the documentary. And then you see another video which is basically they've watched that video, they haven't watched the documentary, they've watched the YouTube video, and you get these sort of like repeating, like, everyone steals the same concept, everyone does the same video, you know. I don't know, maybe in different spaces it's fine, like, you know, my audience hasn't seen it, their audience hasn't, but in the true crime world, like, it must be much more prolific, because like people just think it's ideas they should talk about. Sometimes they don't show the people who came up with the ideas, do they? They just sort of assimilate them into their own video. But like, you wouldn't know it, well, I wouldn't, unless you either watch all the content or you make the content. But it became so fucking obvious as well. But yeah, it's by the by, isn't it, really? You know,
Anything about that? What?
The strength you have is if you're the one creating the content others are copying, you can keep creating content. Others just get dried up when you stop talking about things because they're copying. They have to find someone else to copy, you know. Cheats never prosper.
Is the one that he had decided to copy was the talk I made about the dog tag, about the fact that the dog tag could not possibly have been on Willow's collar.
Yeah.
He copied the whole lot, and then he showed the picture of the dog tag, which he said was from someone anonymous.
And we all know that Eddie sent him that picture and asked him not to show it. We all know that.
No, it wasn't. It was from me.
See,
and I warned Alan.
That rang alarm bells in my head as well, is that Eddie said, and I don't know if he's going to say it here, but he, you know, I said it, we all know, like, he said he'd sent it to Alan privately, but asked him not to show it. And I thought, that's weird, isn't it? Because like, Alan didn't show it when you sent it in private. It took him a while until you'd done it on your stream, and then he ripped you off. But like, why would you even send it to him in the first place if you didn't want him to show it on his stream? And then when he didn't, did you think, well, he's not showing it, I'm going to have to, you know, like, that stuff made me think. But again, now hearing Eddie talk like this in hindsight, I think it's probably just that he's a fucking weird liar. Well, definitely was a weird liar. Like,
that it's time
even
for him
in
to
these
stop
streets
being a little
anyway.
bit more
These streets aren't even, you know, where the hell is that? That's America.
honest. Be honest about what you're doing, Alan.
100%.
But no, he couldn't do that. And even though he says that it's a free-for-all and all the rest of it, I'm sorry, Alan, just because you've got a lot of subscribers gives you no right to pump out
A lot of subscribers, but not more viewers. Not more viewers. They're like, subscriber numbers are irrelevant if you don't have the engagement.
my content on your channel as if you're the one, you know, breaking news and all the rest of it. If you're going to nick stuff or use stuff.
Big ups, PMG Kid.
People used to like this, didn't they?
PMG Kid sent tippies. You get an extra £3. My message was private,
I know they're just sending me double tips because they fucked up the first tip.
didn't realise. Enjoying you live.
If anyone ever does that, if you're watching and you send me a tip and you really, oh, my comment didn't come up or whatever, just put it in chat and I'll read it out. Just say, I sent the tip, but I wanted to say this, and I'll just read it out. You don't have to send me a double tip.
I'm having a super chuffing
Happy birthday.
If it's your birthday, you do have to send me a tip.
Once again, you don't have to send another £3 if you
I was saying it there, good.
Respect and at least thank that other channel. Well, you didn't do that, did you? You just bleated on.
So we all know this is the case, don't we? Like, let's have your yeses in chat to just be sure that we're all agreed on this. Alan has stolen this content from Eddie. I said it just a minute ago because I saw it as soon as Alan did it. That was my opinion. Eddie's now come onto his own channel to make a video about it, to say, Alan, I told you not to do this. You've done it again.
See, my angle is to batter Alan about the head and neck with this. With his plagiarism. You know, metaphorically batter him about with his plagiarism. But I'm missing that Eddie's angle is that he's a fucking weirdo liar.
We all agree, don't we? Everyone have happy birthdays in chat for
Or at least I didn't miss it. I sort of like put it as a disclaimer at the start. Like, disclaimer, I'm not verifying anything Eddie said. I can't verify any of it. But, and then we moved on. But like, yeah.
Not do it automatically, shouldn't it do it? I know we're on a different channel now, aren't we? Everyone, for happy birthdays in chat, it does it automatically for me. That's the Tippies link. Let's have your happy birthdays and your yeses to confirm that we all know what page we're on.
Shut up, Scott.
And that one thing is the thing. Said everything.
Like, Alan didn't do this or did do this and it's unfair or whatever. Like, this is
about the dog tag, and you said everything I said. But there's one thing you missed, Alan, and that one thing is the thing I'm going to say tonight. In this video, I'm going to tell everyone what that word was on that dog tag, which I already...
Oh, I remember this. Eddie built this shit up, didn't he? Oh, there's something you missed. There's a word on the dog tag. Nobody knows what it is. Who could it be? What does it say? And, like, it turned out to be bullshit, didn't it? I think. And it turned out to be unnecessary, like, irrelevant bullshit as well, but... Are you going to suggest the ferry? Fair play. You can have a go on the arcade machines on the way over there, because they have the arcade machines on the ferry, and on the way back you can smuggle guns for aim and arms.
Knew I'd use that. It would have been nice for you to say, I listened to one of Eddie's videos, the other person sits underneath the telephone number, and I am going to give you that name today, and you get it so you can make your decision. You know, I've given disclaimers. This is for entertainment purposes only, but you've got to be realistic about it, even though
it's for entertainment purposes only. What, you mean you're lying?
These are my opinions. They are my opinions from the work
your opinions
that I've done. When I listen to people like Scott say, well, yeah,
here's me now.
Yeah, Eddie's a good guy, but you know, I want facts.
This is a continuation of a conversation.
That's what he was cross about. And he started saying, yeah, Scott's a good guy, but he's a dopehead. Scott's a good guy, but this and that, but he... Like, and that's how he started. I caught him out asking for facts. I'm not being funny about it. I was saying he's a nice guy, I like him. Can you just give me the facts? Like, you know, he used to allude to the idea that, but just give me one more bit of fact. Like, just don't give me the smell of it. Give me the whole cheese. You know, like, that's what I was saying. Oh my God. And like, he's got his chip on his shoulder from that. And I was saying, introducing this one, I defend the fucker. I'm on his side against Alan. But there are things I can't just say, oh, just because I'm on Eddie's side, I'm just going to mean, okay, well, then he's definitely telling the truth. I couldn't, you know, just verify it with me, show me the facts, and then we can move forward. He would never show me the facts, so we could never move forward, and things broke down. And he didn't like it. Fucking wanker.
Now, when I listen to people like Scott say, well, yeah,
here's me now.
Yeah, Eddie's a good guy, but you know, I want facts.
This is a continuation of a conversation that I don't like. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to bring up stuff that we said in different comments and like throw it up here, because I think that's unfair, because they're not all like, but we were having a conversation in Truth Finders chat insofar as a lot of people in there were saying things, and I was saying I need facts. A lot, and I believe that Eddie was there, and I don't know if this has any relation to that, or if it's because I'm saying, like I said earlier, I understand what you're saying about the...
Brilliant. I'd forgotten this. Truth Finders ran a stream. They were making some, you know, accusations, some allegations, whatever you want to call it. They were saying things were, as they said, you know, they were saying opinions, and I was asking, can you verify that? Is that a fact? And like, it was, you know, if I wasn't there, I might sound like an arsehole sometimes. Do you remember when Maria, was it Maria Dulia or something? Maria, anyway, she went down to Lancashire and recorded a video of the weir, and it was a good video recording of the weir, but she sent it to Alan first, and he put it, was it somebody put it straight, I think it was Alan, and he put it straight on. He was like, this recording of the weir taken yesterday, and I was like, is it taken yesterday? How'd you know? Some woman sent it, and I'm no offense, Maria, you know, some woman, but like, you know, who? Like, did you cross-reference them? Did you ask them? Did they show you the metadata or anything? And like, very quickly, she was in chat, and like, listen, I'm a bit naive as well. Maybe you can change the metadata. Maybe you can fool me. But I was like, well, quickly, if you go on your phone and just like where you've got the video recording, if you just go to the bottom, it will say recorded on this phone at this date, you know, and like, it'll say the data. If you just take a screenshot of that and send it to me, I can just verify that that video is on your phone, recorded today. You know what I mean? And like, she did that, and I verified it with my own, like, what I'd call due diligence. I mean, maybe that's not that diligent, because, like, you know, it could be, you know, I could be fooled someone could get something by me, but you know, it's not like I'm doing the news at 10. So anyway, I did a little bit of due diligence, only to point out and prove that Alan hadn't, that people just jump on things without checking them. So that was like, you know, an example of that sort of stuff is like, and so yeah, remembering that we were in Truthfinder's chat, me and Eddie were in Truthfinder's chat, and Eddie was basically saying, yeah, that's great what you're saying, and I was saying, well, is it? Because there's no facts. Well, you can't take that, you know, for a fact. Like, there was that going on. So I must have seemed like an antagonist to them. However, like, fair enough by me. Otherwise, their stories were just going to start spinning out of control, weren't they? But someone was in their chat just saying, is that right? Or can you prove that? Or, you know, I thought they said this. Or, you know, I just want facts. With the Nicola Bulley case, people, we just want facts. Just want to get to the bottom of where it is coming from, why you're saying it, and how you can prove it.
Information and where it's coming from, but I need it verified. Or maybe it's that aspect of it. But he seems to have his egg about that. But then he's got his egg, hasn't he? So I'm not dissing Alan for having his... I'm not dissing Eddie for having an egg here. It's all right for Eddie to have an egg. It's all right for him to have an egg with me. Like, I'm okay with that. He's in quite a wound up mood about what's going on. So like, I believe I'm copping some of the flack here, but maybe he's got a legit concern and we'll deal with it.
And I thought that because he's just generally eggy, and I've been in that chat, like when you're in a chat, I'm on the internet, I do this all the time actually, no one can hear your tone, like you can't be, excuse me, I think you might have made a mistake, can you just cross-reference that fact and just check it because I think it might be a mistake. Okay, thanks. Like, you know, you can't be nice about it. The same statement, I just need facts, can you check it, in a chat just comes out very blunt. So I wondered if like he might have, you know, got his egg, and like I'm saying it there, like, you know, shit spills out, doesn't it? You're angry about Alan, you're angry about this, so you said, oh, Scott this and that, like, you know, maybe he doesn't, but I didn't realise at the time he was already, wasn't he? He was already, he's got his, Scott's called him out on being a liar, basically, asking him for facts, asking him for backing it up, asking him to prove if he knows the family or not. Shit will get off the pot. Scott's starting to, you know, call him out. Scott's the only one of all the people that even, like, you know, out of the people that even watch him and, you know, say he's good, Scott's now started to, and Eddie can smell it because he is a liar. Like, so back then he was thinking, like, if he was a truth teller and he wouldn't be so, you know, on edge about all this, would he? He'd have just been like, okay, don't worry, mate. Like, we'll get to that. We'll have a chat sometime. I'll give you some facts. Don't worry. Like, confident in himself about the facts. But no, he was already, like, thinking of a way to take me down because I was going to uncover his fucking lies. Like, that must have been in the back of his mind, because you can see what I'm saying. And I was, to be fair, quite naive to it. Oh, he's probably just being mean to me because he's cross, you know, and I'm not going to be cross at him for that. Back then, I was a lot more, and I should be in the future, maybe. It was like a superpower of mine. Not in a naivety aspect, but not more, like, kind of like, not giving a fuck, and like giving people like I don't know, maybe I'm saying the wrong thing there. Like, maybe I'm right now to be more aware of things. Like, I wasn't fazed by it because I didn't really feel who was going for me. So maybe it's a naivety of mine, actually.
Scott, what do you want me to say to you? There is no one out there that gives anyone facts. You're beginning to sound like a cross between Alan the Armchair Detective and Emma White. It's bullshit, Scott. No one's
Work meeting.
going to give you facts. If I sat...
See, I just laughed my way through that. Because I think he's eggy, so he's just egging it around. So that was naivety, maybe. You know, maybe I should have seen my enemy. Maybe I should be more aware that I'm being attacked here. But like, it just fucking slides off me, doesn't it? Like, he has to go pretty fucking... Like, he had to get pretty extreme to even make me take notice of the fact that he's, like, attacking me, if you know what I mean. And that in itself is weird.
On my knee.
You see, he brings up Ernie. So, like I said earlier, I'm smart enough...
Because I'm focused on the fucking facts. I'm not focused on whether you're trying to make bad words about Scott. I'm focused about whether you're telling the truth about Nikki. So I'm not, like... The other stuff is noise. But when I hear about Nikki, I'm switched. You know, like, I think, yeah, like, you will see more of that from me in the future. Like, you know, that approach to the noise. I think I might have got confused about what was noise and what was relevant to Nikki at some point. I think that's fair to say, because people were deliberately confusing the two, you know.
to you. There is no one out there that gives anyone facts. You're beginning to sound like a cross between Alan the armchair detective and Emma White. It's bullshit, Scott. No one...
Work meeting.
Because also, I wasn't just saying give me the facts about all of the Nicola Bulley case. You know, he's like, you can't give anyone facts, nobody knows what happened. Yeah, but the things you're saying, like, you know, Ernie would have wanted you to know that she was at the school. One of them was she was definitely at the school. And like, on what grounds are you saying that's a fact? Because all of us have got this small amount of information that doesn't prove she was at the school, but you've got something else that proves she was definitely at the school. What is it? And he wouldn't sort of say, you know, like, so it was those facts. Like, he would make an assertion, and then I would say, well, back it up with, like, not just an assertion, I think that she was never in the field, but like, he would make an assertion like Ernie Bulley would agree that she was definitely at the school. And I'm like, well, that's pretty fucking like assertive, that assertion. So back that up with facts. Why are you saying it? Not the facts of she was definitely at the school even. You don't have to show me the CCTV or the police report, but like the facts of why you're saying it. You know, back that up, your assertion, so because Ernie has said it to me, or because I've seen the interview with Emma, or because, you know, where's that come from? Like, just pulling ideas out of nowhere and then saying that they are kind of facts because they've got this background and the backup. That was the problem, wasn't it? So I'm not just saying to him, like, give me facts, because like every channel out there is only allowed to say something if it's a fact, and no opinions and no ideas. But the way you were presenting your opinions and ideas, they did require some sort of validation, because they weren't just opinions or ideas, they were presented as facts that you had some sort of validation for.
Between Alan the armchair detective and Emma White. It's bullshit, Scott. No one...
Work meeting.
...is going to give you facts. If I sat Ernie on my knee...
You see, he brings up Ernie. So, like I said earlier, I'm smart enough to infer what he's... You know, I'm smart enough to pick up what he's throwing down, which is that Ernie's told him this stuff. I've known it since he started saying it, but I've just like... And I understand what he's saying. He can't expose Ernie. So like, he's angry.
This was the problem, isn't it? He kept saying, if Ernie was here, he would say this. Ernie would think that. Ernie's happy. He even said in this very episode that Ernie's cross with him and has blasted him out. So, you know, well, not Ernie, the family. So, like, he really, if Ernie was here, he would say, like, come on. You know, come on.
Because what does he want? Like he's saying to me, what do you want from me? Like, what more do you want me to prove? Well, we're in a bit of rock and a hard.
I'm completely right with this, aren't I? Is that you have to protect Ernie if he's giving you secret information that you don't tell everyone this because there's a public investigation and because of this and that and that. But you know, because we're friends and because I've known you since we're way back, I can tell you this. Or you know, like, you can't reveal your sources. Okay, I get it, but some way of verifying that there's truth in the sources, you know, like, so Eddie wanted to hide behind that rock and that hard place, didn't he? Well, I can't verify, I can't expose my sources. Sorry, I'm an MI5 agent. Like, you know, it's just like fucking ridiculous. When it came to it, it was time to fucking tell the truth, because he was starting to sound like he was lying, wasn't he? And he didn't like. I was still giving him the benefit of the doubt, trying to think of a way that it could be true that he was talking to Ernie, because I would have rather Eddie was really in contact with Ernie. I would rather there was some sort of conspiracy involving Eddie and these, like, maybe it's confirmation bias sometimes, you see what you're looking for, because like, if that were true, then I'd get on Netflix for exposing the bastards. But you know what I mean, like, it was like that would make a more interesting like story, and we could actually get somewhere with it as well, couldn't we? Because we could find out some truth, we could find out some facts if someone was actually speaking to people that were closer to the... But no
place, aren't we? I pointed out earlier, I said I'd get ahead of it. Like, rock and hard place. I agree with what he's saying, but you can't have a diss at me for wanting to know the truth and where it's come from and who's saying it. Like, that's the whole point of this exposure journalism stuff, isn't it? So he will later on come to a really good point as to why he couldn't expose that, and I will agree with him as well. But, you know, what am I supposed to do? Maybe agree then, and maybe say, okay, yeah, like, I see where you're coming from. It must be annoying to have me, like, picking at you and saying your stuff is great, but it's not factual, because where are the facts? But you've done all the hard work behind the scenes, and you, behind the scenes, believe it to be fact because of all the evidence and information you've got, but you can't expose it. And then here's me, I should be smart enough to see that and just agree with you and say, yeah, I understand all that, so I'm going to just agree with him. But the thing is, I'm smart enough to see it all, but I just can't go that extra leg and just agree with you unless...
So I'm understanding what Eddie's throwing down. he's laid out this trap for people to follow, and instead of going in the trap at the very end and saying, well, you know, I'll just trust you then, I just can't quite eat the cheese. I just can't quite go in the trap. I've followed all the different bits around the maze that you've laid out with your breadcrumbs. I've taken the breadcrumbs. I've got, you know, I'm not stupid. You've done your bit of manipulation, but I won't go in the trap. Sorry, I won't. You're going to have to just give me a little bit more. And bearing in mind, I'm a content creator on this Nicola Bully thing that's on the same side as Eddie, yeah, in inverted commas. Like, there's no sides, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, we were friendly back then, so to speak. I wouldn't phone him up on the phone. He wanted me to phone him on the phone. I wasn't going to do that. I don't want people just on the phone, you know, no thanks. But we had sent an email back and forth, maybe. I can't remember the dates, but, you know, there was no animosity. So he could have said behind the scenes, can I trust you with this little bit of information? This is how I'm getting this. This is who's talking to me. I won't show you the emails, but you have to trust me. You know, like, there could have been more, you know, there could have been more, or at least an effort to validate these truths and facts. But no, there wasn't, was there? There was none of that.
I don't know. You could show me what you're seeing behind the scenes. It involves opening up that circle of trust to include me, so I understand why I'm a randomer on the internet. Why would you?
Grandmaster Sid Sophos sent tippies. Scott Rustic Rutch found AD on Bumble dating site. Superchuffer owes 3 hugs.
That's going to be fun. Let's push on.
And I got Ernie to tell you a few facts. You would deny it was Ernie.
You see, that's it. I deny it was Ernie. Well, if you said to me you were getting emails from Ernie, I'm like, okay. But, like, just because it says email at ernie.com.
He's basically arguing that it is Ernie now.
Yeah. Like, I would need a bit more. Like, if Ernie was on the show, this is where I think it's difficult. I understand what he's going to come and say later, so I don't...
This is so fucked for Eddie, isn't it? This is so fucked for Eddie, and this is why he's so desperate to get rid of Superchuffer. Like...
I think Ernie can do this, but if Ernie were to go on the, you know, on an interview...
And this is still interesting, and I tell you what, how did those people from the Nicola Bully thing that made that shit documentary on the BBC miss all this? I'm the good guy. I ain't the one to be fucking stringing around, you know, made to look... They do a good chili and chips on the ferry.
Things for himself, then I can horse his mouth. So I don't know why I'm not...
Eddie likes the ferry.
Sure why Eddie's completely this angry about this fact, but I'm just going to like let it play again. And like, I think it's fair for him to have his voice and for me to, what's the word? Respond to that, and I think I have. So
Alan the Armchair Detective and Emma White. It's bullshit.
But I'm not like Alan or Emma.
No one's going to give you facts. If I sat Ernie on my knee and I got Ernie to tell you a few facts, you would deny it was Ernie. I can't win with you, mate. You know what I mean? It's...
That's it. He can't win, and I understand it. I feel for him. Rock in a hard place, but it's not my fault that I'm not the rock or the hard place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm so right here. He can't win because he won't tell the truth, and he can't tell. Like, the only way to win is to just tell the truth, but he can't. So he can't win, can he? And no one else was holding him to that like standard of needing. Like, they were just, oh, Eddie, you're brilliant. I love you. Like the Peter Folding thing when Peter Folding first came along, Saint Peter. It's mad, isn't it?
Ernie's one of the factors, and yeah, like maybe I'm asking too many questions.
Over it. I'm over this charade of nonsense. If you go back and listen to some of my videos, I've given you facts. I've given you a lot of facts wrapped into my opinions of why they're facts.
Exactly, that's the crux.
I've given you facts wrapped into opinions, hidden facts, facts you can't prove. I mean, what is he even saying? It's all here. It's all here. He's admitting to it. Whether we've got the original videos and the videos before and all of the catalogue, this is like him saying it all. Isn't it? It's all here. What's up, Alice?
I think it's fair for him to have his voice and for me to, what's the word? Respond to that, and I think I have. So
also, right, what's occurring to me here is that Eddie called my name. Like, we would talk about his opinions on the show, but I didn't watch and review his content. Like, that wasn't something I did, and it wasn't always necessarily on the show, was it? I can't remember, but like, you know, okay, maybe a better way of saying it is, of all the different content creators that were out there, I would watch Eddie's videos because, like, to me, there's no real point in what Michelle After Dark has to say. Like, I can come up with my own opinion based on the things I can see. She can come up with her opinion. Maybe she's got a degree in forensics, whatever, so maybe her opinion's a bit more interesting than others. But, like, I don't want her opinion, I want my opinion. Yeah? So I'll look at the same facts and I'll come up with my opinion. Like, if you've got a fact, I'll listen to you. If you've got something to, like, if Eddie was saying he was talking to Ernie Bully, so now I've got to listen. Like, it doesn't matter what I think about Eddie, I've got to listen. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for evidence. So everyone else's opinions, I haven't got time for all that, and I never really was interested. But Eddie had this little bit of extra closeness to the family, didn't he? So his opinions were more interesting. And that's just, like, what a liar he was to try and get attention on the internet above all the other channels. What a weird liar. But yeah, so a better way of saying it would be, sometimes I might, you know, talk about his opinions on my show and have had watched them because, like, I might have sometimes have had watched them. Like,
and the Armchair Detective and Emma White. It's bullshit.
But I'm not like Alan or Emma.
No one's going to give you facts. If I sat Ernie on my knee and I got Ernie to tell you a few facts, you would
so eggy as well.
deny it was Ernie. I can't win with you, mate. You know what I mean? It's
That's it. He can't win, and I understand it. I feel for him. Rock in a hard place, but it's not my fault I'm not the rock or the hard place. Do you know what I mean? Like, Ernie's one of the factors, and yeah, like, maybe I'm asking too many questions.
Over it. I'm over this charade of nonsense. If you go back and listen to some of my videos, I've given you facts. I've given you a lot of...
He mentions I'm over this charade of nonsense as well. A charade is when you're putting on a fake. Like, he's doing the charade. That's exactly what he's doing. A charade. But what we're talking about, like someone stealing his content, this and that, it's not a charade. Like, nothing was a charade. But I've accused him almost. Like, I'm inadvertently calling him out on his charade. I'm saying this is a point where your charade falls apart, really. So, like, whilst I'm not calling it a charade... balls in your court, and he's like, just charade.
Facts wrapped into my opinions of why they're facts.
Exactly, that's the crux of it. The facts and the wrapping up, and so you're presenting facts.
If you pay me £5, I'll put the wig on.
But without full evidence.
No, it's not how it works.
And the backup is that they're folded into this, if you read between the lines, this is how I've got the evidence, I'm in contact with the family, trust me. And it all comes down to trust me. And no offence, but I trust you like as much as I can trust people on the internet who are making videos about Nicola Bully. I don't know. I'd like to know a little bit more so I can confirm, like a proper journalist, once I've ticked the box of yes, that's a full fact, and I've followed.
This must have pissed him the fuck off, mustn't it? Sorry, Eddie, but I don't actually trust you. Not enough to just take your word for it on these important matters.
It up myself and got the information, and yes, then I'll present it, you know, to the world and talk about it. But until then, it just still in the box of maybe. So I'm sorry about that. I would love to trust you implicitly, but you would understand that because we're on the internet and all people talk a load of shit, and not because you talk shit, Eddie, but because everyone else does, I have to be guarded about who I trust, maybe.
I've given
I'm alright here, aren't I? Like, I'm looking back and thinking, I'm glad I said that. That's fine.
you a lot of facts wrapped into my opinions of why they're facts. Say what you will, everyone. Do what you want with this information. This is my last video.
I'll tell you something else. Also, I'm glad this is on Battery Exhausted and not Superchuffer, even though I've added Superchuffer in it for fucks. Like, I'm glad this was not, like, you know, it's part of the Nicola Bully story, and if people want to dig and find it, you know, it's all there connected, they can. But it's, like, not part of her story really, is it? It's part of, like, the people that are talking about her on YouTube story. Like, the wider story of what was going on social media. Not, like, Eddie's fucking bullshit has nothing really to do with Nicola Bully. Like, I don't think he has ever met her. So, like, yeah.
I'm not going to engage with you anymore. I'm done. You know, a lot of people said to me my last video was so vulgar that they're not going to watch me anyway.
Oh, wait, it gets worse, Eddie. Eddie of the past. Don't worry, your last video being so vulgar. I don't remember what he said. So vulgar. It was so vulgar, was it? Eddie's the one that's got complaints about his vulgarity, is he? Even back then, yeah? Well, it gets worse, doesn't it? It does get worse. His vulgarity knows no bounds.
Person that watches me, and that's Alan the Armchair Detective,
100%.
who constantly nicks my bloody material. I don't know who you think
really
you are,
annoying.
Alan. So you've got Scott the Superchuffer that started just taking the piss out of you.
Absolutely, because Alan nicked my content as well, Eddie. And my response to it was to put him in the box of lol cow and deal with those.
So I'm going to skip this because I'm going to obviously go on a tirade about Alan there. So.
You know, I draw the line, mate. I mean,
You can draw the line and not do that content. That's fine. That's your line.
It's gone too far because it doesn't mean anything.
It hasn't gone too far yet. We haven't got nearly too far. We haven't got nearly too far. Slightly different media. Oh.
I don't know who you think you are, Alan. So you've got Scott the Superchuffer that started just taking the piss out of you.
Absolutely. Deal. All me.
You know, I draw the line, mate. I mean,
You can draw the line and not do that content. That's fine. That's your line.
It's weird because he's not saying this in the video, but I think we might have had that conversation behind the scenes. I can't remember the dates. I could open my emails and find out, but I'm too lazy. But, you know, I had maybe I didn't say it. Maybe I said it in a video before this. I think I'd suggested the concept to him, attack Alan on the internet, and I think he declined. So his line was to not do that, but my line wasn't.
It's gone too far because it doesn't mean anything.
It hasn't gone too far yet. We haven't got nearly too far. We haven't got nearly too far. People on the internet, and I'm not suggesting this should happen to Alan, I'm saying what's happened to other people on the internet so far, you know, in the world of the internet. Yeah, people have had the police round their house, doxing, no, not doxing.
That's happened to me. Both someone fucking Alan sent them under false pretenses and they were cross about Alan, and I had to get them because of fucking nutters.
But swatting, there's been people who've been murdered through a swat. I'm laughing about it. It's fucking awful. You know, the police have gone in
about it now, and it's happened to me.
This is in America, but like, you know, you've had that. You have people like, on a more comedic note, you have like 100 pizzas or lots and lots of sandwiches sent to somebody's house.
So I said sandwich.
100 pizzas or lots and lots of sandwiches.
They even got the copying. They're copying off me. Even. Oh, fuck you.
To somebody's house, or like, you know, there's all sorts of shit that's gone on the internet. Me making videos about Alan, exposing his stupidity in long form and neatly edited comedic video stuff. It's not gone too far. You draw your line, I'll draw mine. The people will watch what they want to watch. Some people will get eggy because Scott's...
Yeah, and listen, I'm not saying that my line is to swap people and to fucking send them egg sandwiches. I'm saying my line is to do things on the internet and say about things on the internet. Like, I know where the fucking lines are drawn. Like, Jesus.
Been a good enough true crime content this week.
And that doesn't mean, obviously, to dig up people that I know that are dying of cancer and to put their details on the internet. That's not... Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean that you should profligate it on the internet like some fucking psycho.
The laugh, like I said at the very start of the episode, could nobody have a laugh anymore? Christ. And one of the things that I was taught by a great mentor of mine, a hairdresser, Isaac Lee, was fuck them if they can't take a joke. So, like, yeah, like, I'm all right with my choices here still, but I understand your perspective.
Anymore. He ain't learning, and you're not. What are you doing? Your channel's turned. You're like obsessed with him, Scott.
No, what my channel has not. Again, this is that confusion. Oh, it's still Scott.
I couldn't be happier.
Fuck them if they can't take a joke. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. It's they're the ones that ruin their own lives if they're getting so eggy about shit that they're fucking doing bad things, isn't it?
Sarah sent tippies.
Big ups.
I get my clips out tomorrow on TKR, which is total knee replacement. 3 hugs for Scotty. Superchuffer owes 3 hugs.
I think there's the week. I think I'm about to make a really good point though.
Big ups.
I hope I don't forget to.
Big up, Sarah. Classic MIMP technology. Knee replacement.
MIMP.
Getting my clothes from IKEA. My main channel, as I've said, like, is...
Eddie recently said that he's got 2 different channels. He's got the drama channel and he's got the holidays channel or whatever, or the fucking songs channel, and that they're different and separate. And if you don't like the grotesque things he's saying on his drama channel and the way he's attacking women and being misogynist, not just attacking people who happen to be women, but being misogynistic and all that stuff. If you don't like that, just don't watch it. Just watch his other channel and just forget it's even happening, and that he can separate the 2 things. But back here, he was saying that I can't separate the 2 things, that I have Superchuffer and Battery Exhausted, but they're both me, and people can just see it's me doing it. So they're forced to watch them both, and they can't... He's got... having his cake and eating it. He's now come around to agreeing with me on this point, but it was something that he attacked me with back then.
Not going to be infected by this sort of lolcow content and drama stuff that we're doing today. Like, I've got different media outlets for different facets of media, whether it be music, mental health support, comedy lolcow, taking the piss and you know, ripping on the internet, gameplay, Ganji Impact, like if you want to see me playing games. And I've also got Superchuffer, my main channel, where we do more serious content. And so my content has not been affected by Alan. It was affected by the Eurovision strike and my inability to stream live on my channel. So I put Thus up as a video that week, and we didn't have as much content, and I had to try and rearrange.
So I'm talking about that because it's happening that, you know, that week, but it's irrelevant now, isn't it? So let's get back to Eddie. It's funny though, isn't it, that he accused me of that, and now he's basically completely U-turned on that point and takes my opinion as his own to defend himself when it's convenient to him.
They're a bit confused, and I can understand the confusion because maybe they don't see it. And some people, I'll agree with this as well, right? It's still me. It's still me. It wasn't you that sent the tippy, Sarah. Big ups other Sarah. It's still me, isn't it? So I'm still doing this stuff, even if it's me in the past that I edited. It's still me, right? I'm not trying to get around it. I agree. It's still me. So I could have focused more on my main channel and said, right, because I'm not able to live stream, I'm going to do several Nicola Bully videos this week, and I'm going to do real, like, in-depth Nicola Bully stuff. I decided not to. They're my choices. It is still me. Some people might get their egg on about it. It doesn't matter. Like, the main channel's not disappeared. Like, it's still there. I can still make as many serious videos as you want whenever I want. We can do as many interesting lives as we want in the future. It's still there. It's not gone under.
Whenever I want.
There's nothing wrong here. I'm still me, so don't worry.
And people quite enjoyed this.
Facets to my personality. I wanted to be playing fucking the new Zelda game this month, but all these chuffers in the true crime space are throwing their egg out. So we're doing this. I'm just being freestyle, just having a laugh. Oh, the wig's gone now. So just chill, man, chill. I mean, I understand Eddie's eggy, isn't he? He's having an eggy video. He's eggy about Alan. The thing he's eggy about is Alan's ripped all his content, and I'm in the firing line as well. Fair enough. I'll accept it. I would listen to.
Weird, isn't it? Like, Eddie's got multiple different things to be eggy about, but I didn't realise. I'm in the firing line as well, but really, I didn't realise exactly why I was in the firing line. It's because he was a big liar, and I'd caught him and started to call him out on it inadvertently because I couldn't help it because he wouldn't tell the truth. So I kept pushing.
This, it's good advice. Don't do so much of that. Some people call it toxic. I don't think it's toxic. I think it's a big laugh. You know. We'll deal with toxicity on a different conversation in some other time if you want. I don't even want to put that into this because the people...
When things got toxic, I called them out and said, don't do the things that are toxic.
People we're dissing are the toxic ones. Alan is the toxic one. Right, so I'm not going to...
Like that fucking dickhead going mad with the ham hands meme and cum cups in the fucking Discord.
Stop doing that. But I understand some people would like the balance more in the favour of the serious content.
Anyway, this is me just justifying...
Don't agree that I'm obsessed.
Justifying myself doing this exact episode, which I'm glad I did now, looking back on it, eh?
But, you know...
I'm sorry, mate, but you are. Your obsession. Do you know what you used to do?
I don't agree that I'm obsessed.
Now he's like really going for me, isn't he?
So much other stuff. The thing is, Alan keeps pumping out this shit as well. As much as I can do a little one about his song here and the thing, and then and now you're doing this, and I've got to react to it. So it might look like there's a lot of me devoted to this, but then I'm responding.
And I've actually given them like a toolkit on how to keep me away from contributing to the Nicola Bully truth. No, isn't it? Keep doing a load of bullshit and I'll keep fucking doing it.
I don't think I'm obsessed. You're making a video about Alan now. The thing is, Eddie, the difference is you wanted to stop making videos altogether because of what Alan did. I wanted to do a different thing. That's all. I wanted to
I don't think they ever understood this as well, though, is that I never thought like, oh great, I've got loads of people watching me about Nicola Bully. I'll do a 15-minute video about Nicola Bully every day and a live stream every day and just fucking ask the questions over and over again. Like, I'll turn into Alan with the Watts case, but for Nicola Bully. You know, and that's me, I'm sorted. Like, and some people had an appetite for that, and some people kind of wanted me to do a lot more, but like, I never really did.
Batter him over the head, proverbially on the internet with all of the shit he's done and the idiot that he's...
I was having quite a lot of fun talking about Alan. This was only early at the start of it, wasn't it?
Been in the past, and it's great. In my opinion, that's still good content. Great.
It was like 3 weeks into it. We did 2 years.
Content, actual fun. People are watching it now. I'm obsessed. I haven't got a tattoo or nothing.
I'm watching it now.
You know, I don't think about it when I go to sleep. Like, believe it or not, when I shut down the stream, I do all sorts of other things in my life. So this is a weird one as well about people's perception of people.
That's a lie. When I shut down the stream, I just sit here in this chair crying until the next stream happens. Playing video games. I don't even leave this room. Just crying.
On the internet, because yeah, like I've done all these hours of stream about him, But like when you go to work, like, and you fucking like make ham sandwiches or whatever, like it doesn't mean you're obsessed with ham sandwiches just because you do it a lot. Like, I'm not obsessed. It's a weird way to put it. Like, I understand obsession, you know, I understand obsession, but and I understand the perception of it because I've devoted the content to the B-side to Alan in these previous weeks. Like, fine, I understand the point being raised, but I just disagree because I just think if you could be inside me in my life, you would probably not think I was obsessed with Alan.
Some fantastic stuff. I loved your thus stuff. The video you made about women that kill was fantastic, and I love the chats you have with people. I love the
yeah, thus isn't going to stop. I intend to do more. The reason I had to stop having guests on is because I was banned from live streaming on YouTube.
Oosh is going to stop for a bit. What he did there is he said, I like it when you do this with somebody else. I like it when you have guests on with somebody else. He wouldn't give me the credit. Yeah, the obsession thing, right? It sounds like I'm defending myself for the very concept of even making videos about Alan. Like, I don't think I need to. Don't think I need to defend myself for that. But what I was interested to sort of put across, because like he was, okay, this was, I didn't realise this at the time. He was telling a lie about me for the audience. And this is what he does all the time, isn't it? He's like, if I say it, then they'll believe it, even though it's not true. But I knew for me, it's like he was saying, like, for example, like, I don't know, Sai doesn't like getting on the aeroplane, yeah? He's like said it today in chat, right? It's like Eddie saying, and Sai just loves getting on aeroplanes. He just really loves getting on aeroplanes. And like, you're like sitting there going, no, I don't. I actually don't. Like, I know how I feel. It's easy to hear him say it, but, you know, if he's saying it about some, like, if he says, like, Alan doesn't like going on aeroplanes, then, like, well, whatever, it's about Alan. I don't know how Alan feels. That's your opinion on Alan. But when he says his opinion, stop digging. When he says his opinion on me, and it's about my feelings, like, not my acts, like something you can point out and say he's done this or he hasn't done that. Like, my feelings, when he's telling the world my feelings, and they're not my feelings, I'm like, well, why are you saying this? Like, that's not how I feel. So whilst it sounds like I was justifying doing the videos anyway, I should be on Superchuffer, and I'm actually over here to justify that because, you know, I need to tell people why I'm doing this bad thing. I don't care to justify it. I just wanted him to know that's not right. I'm not feeling like that. I don't feel obsessed. Like, you're just putting words in my mouth now. So that, like, looking back on it now, hindsight, he was already starting this sort of like manipulation, hate campaign. It's a Donald Trump almost sort of thing, you know, just tell lies until people believe them. And I'd caught this because I caught him out in a lie. And I didn't. This episode is not Eddie is a liar. This episode is Alan is bad for stealing Eddie's content. And along the way, I have to just quickly say I'm not going to back up Eddie's content as fact because I can't. So, you know, but anyway, Alan's been stealing it. And he got right chip on his shoulder. Scott's caught him for being a liar. So now he's having to sort of start slandering Scott, saying what Scott should be doing, saying what Scott's thinking, saying that other people on Scott's show are good, but Scott's like, you know, Scott's good when he's got a guest on. Like, just fuck off, man. This is wank. Like, this is pure wank.
2 weeks. So when we pick up again now, like, we're going to do more. Like, it's fine.
I do whatever I fucking want. I do whatever I fucking want, you know, and people can watch it if they like it, and if they don't like it, they don't have to. It's just that. That's all it ever has to be. No one needs to overthink it any more than that. Like, there's no super investment in me being the fucking internet detective. There's like, you know, there's no, like, I don't have to do a true crime episode every week. Like, there's just nothing. It just, I can do what I want. I don't have to stream for 10 years, and I can come back after 10 years and say, hey, do you want to see a stream? If there's anyone still around, hi, here I am. Like, it's in between the weeks and the months. If you want to subscribe, it helps me to do it. You know, it's no more like a, like, contractual obligation for me to stream or for you to be here or to watch it or anything. It's just chill. Like, it's madness to put these like strange criteria on it. And back then I suppose I felt more like justifying it, but fuck it, do I?
Diversity. You've got a really good channel. When I make comments that people are only doing this for clicks and likes and all the rest of it, you got upset with me. No, I'm talking about people that are only,
yeah, because you were attacking my my, I don't want to say reputation, you're attacking my honour there, aren't you? You're like, again, you're lying about what I'm doing to make me sound bad. Like, so you're saying I'm doing Nicola Buddy for clicks and likes and to make money, but no. So fuck you.
Hang on. I got upset with him.
Well, I didn't get upset with him.
Doing this for clicks and likes and all the rest of it. You got upset with me. No.
See how it works? See, I even listened to his bullshit then and just believed because he said it might have been the truth. Like, I'm back then I'm like, well, I didn't get upset with you.
Again, I think that refers to a chat that we were having, and this again, like, you know, I don't want to throw up stuff that you can't see, and oh, this and that happened, and he said, she said, but there was a chat going on in the chat room for Truth Finders, and I was making that point. Like they said, it's bad that people are just doing this for clicks and views on YouTube. You know, and I could, to an extent, yeah. Like, you know, grifting this YouTube thing for money and like grifting Nicola's death for money, yeah. But also, I said quite outright, because I will always say this, I am a YouTuber and I am trying to make money from my business, which is being on YouTube, creating entertaining content. I'm not in the police, right? And no one's paid me to investigate Nicola Bulley. Like, I just do all sorts of videos. So I talk about all sorts of stuff, and I'm a Superchuffer. So I'm happy to say I would like to get tippies, and I'm a YouTuber, and I'd like to grow. You know, I'd like to get money from my videos. I'd like it to grow. I'm happy to say that. So I think it maybe comes across differently in a chat that we're having in someone else, because we were in Truth Justice's video because of something that had happened. Like, you know, it's different in a chat like that. I wasn't having a pop at Eddie, but he seems to see he's brought this. So now I'm having to defend that point. I want to put that point just away in the bin, because I just think, what the fuck? If you're not going to show it again, receipt.
Okay, so my point was, if you're taking money for the Nicola Bulley videos, it doesn't mean that you're immoral and you can't be listened to, and your point doesn't matter. That the only people, because Eddie was basically asserting that because he didn't have monetization, he was the most moral and honest one. But that's not proof. And it doesn't work in reverse, that I'm immoral because I took money. So
do I have to open up Truth Finders, find the video I watched, go in their chat, bring up the chat log, see what was said? You know, this gets a bit petty and a bit silly, so I'm just going to say
it's going to get a lot pettier with Eddie.
I'm a bit confused by that one, about whatever this point is.
And I love the chats you have with people. I love the diversity. You've got a really good channel. When I make comments that
people... get fucked, you're not into diversity, are you? This is these sort of things. Like, some of these people said nice things about things, and then I'd look back and think, well, like, do you like diversity as a general principle?
You're only doing this for clicks and likes and all the rest of it. You got upset with me. No.
I didn't get upset.
No, he meant the different kinds of content on my channel.
I just wanted to state clearly that I am doing that.
So there you go. I wouldn't, like, he's judging me to have been upset because I said something in a fucking chat comment.
Like, people say,
because I outright said I'm one of those YouTubers that takes likes and has clicks and money, and my opinion is that I still count for the Nicola Bulley thing, not because I'm taking, you know, like, yeah,
as a negative out in public. So I'll say it's like an alternative perspective. Like, I'm doing it. I want clicks. I want likes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want money. Like, yeah. Like, hello, I'm working really hard on my stuff.
I'm talking about people that are only bombarding Nicola Bulley.
But yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. You know.
Yeah, and I don't do that thing.
I just said it then, like the grift.
So when you were talking about it in the first place, Eddie, you should have been more clear, shouldn't you?
The wringing it out like a sponge. Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's a level, there's an etiquette, there's a level of class that you can present in your content. That you can either be the dirty tabloid gutter press or something.
We've seen a few classless people come through the doors, haven't we?
Something slightly more nuanced and sophisticated. Absolutely. And so that's why I'm not here like with like hat goal, members goal. Maybe one day we will have a members goal and I'll eat my words, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have a members goal. I don't have I've got a subscribers goal on Twitch actually, because they have one, but over on YouTube we don't have goals and targets and like give me 10 super chats. No.
I think everyone can understand who is what here, so I don't have to defend that point too much.
Like I am, and people that are nicking material off of each other. You're not doing that, so you don't come under that category.
Well,
so
fine then,
take a chill pill, will you please, mate?
Me?
You've got it wrong. But you know what? I'm saying...
me? I've never had a pop at anyone.
That changed.
Apart from Alan. Alan? Or are you saying take a chill pill about Alan? That confuses me.
That category. So take a chill pill, will you please?
What he meant was stop asking for proof about the things that he's saying. Stop saying publicly that there needs to be proof. That's what it was. I didn't realise that I'd touched a nerve. I do now.
Mate, you got it wrong. But you know what? I'm saying goodbye tonight. This is goodbye from me. So I'm just going to give it to you as it was.
Wait.
Bully, like I am, and people that are nicking material off of each other. You're not doing that, so you don't come under that category. So take a chill pill, will you please, mate? You got it wrong. But you know what?
I don't feel
I'm saying goodbye
threatened and
tonight. This is.
I don't feel threatened and need to defend myself, except when he says things like that. In which case, I'm like a bit like, whoa, which is where I feel like I'm catching some of the flack from Alan. But like, I'll give him that.
But again, if you've watched Eddie's video and not mine, you probably think, oh, Scott's getting all eggy. Eddie said he's getting eggy. Eddie said he's got upset, and he says take a chill pill. But at that point, at no point had you see me make any sort of like, and even faced with it, reacting to it. Because, you know, I like to do these reacts first time, like, don't want to have heard them before. But I think I mentioned on this that I might have seen this one in advance. But like basically the day of, like I'm not like thinking it over, making notes, stuff like that. So it's fairly honest reaction. Like I'm not bothered by it. I'm not getting eggy. So it's almost like one of those like Karens, isn't it? That, you know, they go, oh, you know, you calm down. You need to calm down. And you're like, well, I'm being calm. Oh, listen to the way he's speaking to me. Like what are you doing?
And like I'll say, okay, like Eddie's getting his egg on.
Big ups, Jersey Gal.
And he wants me
Just reflecting on a bit of the past.
to take a chill pill. So whatever I'm doing, in some way, whatever conversation we've had, listen, if he's listening now, in some way, if it's making you mad, I'm sorry. I'm not intending to try and make you mad. I'm not having a pop at you.
This is something that I've told you, all of you, that I do this in life. People get mad because I talk, and I'm not trying to be mean to them or say anything. I just, sorry that I asked for proof. Sorry that in doing so, you've got mad. I don't realise why it's making them mad sometimes. I think what it is I'm cutting to the fucking core and giving them no room for, like, there must be bad people, I don't realise it. And the madness, the anger must be because they're getting exposed. And it's just because I'm being logical and steadfast in that logic. I think it's that now, maybe that. Like I'm even saying it here, honestly, I'm not trying to make you mad. All I'm saying is, if you are talking to Ernie Bully, and like he said in this video, if Ernie Bully was sat here, you wouldn't, like, just fucking prove it at some point. Just give us something more than, well, you just have to take my word for it.
So I will take a chill pill for you.
Big up, Steve.
To, you know, between us, I'm chill. I'll be chill. Don't worry. It's all good, Eddie. It's all good. Okay? That's fine.
Goodbye from me, so I'm just going to give it to you as it was. You know, I was watching a channel right at the beginning called So. I really enjoyed that channel, and all of
Yeah, okay, I'll say this outright. I cut true crime every day and dig into all this weird true crime every day. I'm worried about.
What is it with channels? Are they just running out of ideas? Is that what it is? So of course, people that have been criticised.
I've got loads of ideas. I don't want to talk about Nicola Bully all the time. I never intended to. I'm alright. In fact, all this Alan stuff's like this extra bonus content for me. It's like someone's giving me a big box of like bonus content I can root around in. Like the Alan bargain bin. Like it's easy.
And you know, to this day, I will watch Roman on retail exposure out of choice. Like the other day, we watched 6 hours of fan videos. I am happy sometimes doing my fucking thing, like regardless of popularity.
Easy content. I just pick something out. Oh, he's done this song. Like, imagine rooting around the Alan bargain bin. He's done this song, and then like you're like, what's this song? And then like,
M-I-M-P.
I'm glad that we did the Alan stuff.
Before you know it, you're doing hours on Mimps. Like, yeah, I'm having a great time. I've got loads of ideas for loads of content. We're good.
Criticizing me, saying, you know, you was all about clicks, likes, and subscribers.
But it's not me.
No, I
wait.
bloody was.
It's not me that he's dissing now. Remember, I think now we're into just like he gave me a little bit of a smack, and now we're on to Alan and everyone else again.
You know what? I've had to really think long and hard whether I should close the channel down or just leave it dormant. And I've decided I'm going to leave it dormant.
And again, that's how I'm able to sort of like ignore that as well, isn't it? Or like let it pass by, because I'm really here to talk about what Alan's doing, the content, the truth about Nicola, like what some dickhead thinks about me, and if I fucking get excited or eggy, doesn't matter to me. So like it was like way down on my priorities list, and in hindsight maybe it should have been a little bit higher up, you know, maybe they should have been like alarm bells ringing there about this Eddie, because he started lying on me on the internet, you know. But it's all there recorded now, so
leave it sitting there. And I tell you why I'm doing that. I'm doing that for the kindness of my heart about the people that have really enjoyed my channel, people that have really enjoyed listening to Granddad, even though I've taken so much flack that Granddad isn't real. I mean, for crying out loud, get a bloody life, guys.
Eddie, I was very upset to hear all that, you know, when they said I wasn't real. I don't know what to say about that.
Granddad, there's
Michael Caine's real.
nothing you can say. They don't believe you're real, so that's...
Okay, hot take I put on Twitter. Hot take that I put on Twitter was that Where's my hot take that I put on Twitter? Just quote myself on Twitter, at Superchuffer on the...
Whatever I'm going to bring up on Twitter now, I think he's going to be cross, but I'm just trying to be funny. Like, obviously, Granddad's him doing a voice, yeah? But there were some people who were like, is it real? You know, Eddie said it was real, didn't he? And people were like, oh, it's just a voice. And he wouldn't admit it was just a voice. I can't remember now, but like, I'm not trying to make him cross by saying something comedic about his Granddad voice.
Twitter, it's a good place to keep...
Unlike the way I would now tweet about him, you know, in the modern day, definitely trying to make him cross.
But I usually tweet when I'm streaming. Hot take, I've done loads of Guaragura take tweets. Where's my hot take? Oh, there's Alan. Oh, there's Alan on holiday. My hot take that I put on Twitter was that was that all those voices are real, and he is friends with Michael Caine, and he's got Granddad at his house, and all those voices are real. That was my hot take I put on Twitter. But then I've got another hot take, right? Another hot take, which is that Eddie might be like I'm going to say this as a joke, yeah? But like, you've got to bear in mind, this is YouTube and who knows what, right? So it's a joke, so, you know.
Okay, so I think Eddie's, like, you see the way he was saying rude things about me, yeah? And like, I just didn't give a fuck. Like, obviously now, looking back in hindsight, I'm like, just go back to your old self and say, hey, take it a bit more seriously. That Eddie's actually a bit of a weirdo, like, you know, psycho stalker threat. So you might want to just like take that a bit more seriously. But like, I didn't give a fuck, yeah? What am I about to say now?
Please don't get...
Oh yeah, telling a joke. Like, Eddie, on the other hand, if I'm saying don't get eggy about this, but I have to tell the joke. Like, I have to tell my jokes. I have to tell my jokes. So, like, Eddie couldn't take being the butt of the joke then, yeah? Because this is just a joke about his Granddad voice, but that must have set him the fuck off as well, mustn't it? Like, he's already got well tetchy about it because he's a liar. Like, now he's going to be like, oh, fuck, I'm really cross now. About to become really cross because I'm going to tell a joke and he's going to be like the butt of it.
Eggy with this, but Eddie might be like, you know, completely out of his marbles and putting on all these different voices and believing that they're really there. And Eddie might believe that Granddad is real, and he might believe that Michael Caine is real. And like, you don't know, right? Eddie seems like a really decent chap and he makes nice videos and all that, but you don't know that he doesn't sit at home with like the fucking dolls all dressed up like Michael Caine and Granddad and like doing the voices. Like, you don't know that. He might...
Right, so it turns out my joke is actually weird foreshadowing and portents, because it turns out he does actually sit at home with the dolls. They're not dressed up like Michael fucking Caine, but that's why he got so eggy, yeah, because whilst I'm just doing it as a joke, I've hit the fucking nail on the head.
Completely out of his box in other ways. There's a lot of people a lot of geniuses are quite loop, aren't they? I mean, look at what Kanye's bowling around doing.
He wasn't saying, he hadn't done his song by then. Kanye hadn't done the Hitler song. This was the past. This was the shoes and the clothes. And maybe some other stuff on Twitter, but he hadn't done the song.
You don't know. I'm just saying it. There's a hot take. Maybe Eddie is real. Maybe Granddad is real, and maybe Michael Caine is real. In Eddie's world, it's a joke, so chill.
I don't know what to say about that.
Granddad, there's nothing you can say. They don't believe you're real, so that's all there is to it. You know, I'd be nowhere without you. This channel would be nothing without you anyway.
Right.
Died this time. Eddie, didn't it, Eddie?
It did, Granddad. I'm done.
I skipped his. I shouldn't have skipped that either, because I bet there was something in that, but these little things get lost.
I can't take this nonsense anymore. The only way I'm going to backtrack...
I still never, like, let's say I have a battle with someone on the internet again in the future, I'm still not going to have it in me to fucking sit and record every hour of every fucking thing they say and go, I've got fucking, like, you know, bits and pieces of stuff that I could have and should have and what it, because they said this, and like, have you got your time in your life to do it? I don't have the time in my life to even watch it in the first place, let alone go over it. Like, so, yeah, but... Like, part of me still thinks now, looking back, I should have recorded every single one of the Eddie's videos. I should have recorded every single one of XYZ. You know, it just, like, you know, like, you could always win the lottery tomorrow and then everyone's getting sued. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't carry that shit with me. I just don't, like my attitude of, like, get up in the morning and I've got, like, you know, I want to get at it and do some stuff. And, like, it's not that I want to dig over the past. I mean, today I wanted to look at this evening. But it's not that I get up in the morning and aggressively want to attack the world and go back over the past and watch some old videos about what he said, she said. Like, it just doesn't seem valuable to me. But you never know, do you? You never know when it might be. So that's them old videos for you. Mind you, Eddie's still got all the old videos, hasn't he? I assume. I can't think he was stupid enough to just delete his channel and not save everything. Plus, if he made a video and uploaded it, yeah, then he had to make it and save it on a hard drive and then upload it. So it should still be on his computer or his hard drive. Most people take backups. Could even be still on his editing software somewhere. Like, who knows? But he would probably have a library of all his old shit. And what he wants to do with that is get it all put on a CD. Not one of those ATEM data machines, not one of those radar machines. Get it all put on a CD, right? Because you can get the CD, you can get 6 of them. You can get 6 of them, 8, 10. You can put loads of them on a spindle, and you can take that spindle with all the different discs on and shove it right up your arse, Eddie.
If the armchair detective, and you're listening to me, Alan, you're listening.
Of course he's listening.
To me right now.
Of course he's listening. Like, let's be real. Let's all be real. Is there? And I want your yes or no's in chat again. I want your yes or no's in chat. Is there anyone who thinks the armchair detective does or doesn't watch this stuff? I'm not going to do a poll. I just want yes and no in chat. Is yes for armchair detective is listening to all this shit? Yes for he listens to everyone else's videos. Yes for he watches all the detractor content every time someone has a pop at him. Yes, he goes and opens up that video. No, he's not watching all that. He's too busy painting. And he
Big ups ABC Grimsby. Big ups Dover and Dolly's mom. Big ups Wayne Worcester, boing baggies, boing. Big ups Patsy K, who says yes.
They send him in his thing. I mean, some people might think he's not even bothering to watch the video.
Do you remember once I was doing a stream? Oh, Sarah was there. Do you remember when Sarah was there? And I was watching a video and it had chat on it, and I was reacting to the chat on the video, and it was like Foodie Beauty's chat or someone else's chat, and I was so tired that I was talking to the people in the chat on the video. Oh, those are the days.
It's just what his spanners send him. So I don't know.
They're all going to start saying yes. Look.
Does Alan watch the videos?
Yes. Look. Yes.
Is Alan watching the videos?
Yes, he does.
No? I'm not giving you a poll. It's just up to you in chat to type yes or no.
Yes.
I want to see that popping up so that I can get a feel for where you.
He fucking does. Look. From. Yes.
Oh, look at chat now popping off. Yes, everybody. Yes.
Yes.
Big yes.
He's obsessed.
Massive yes. Someone says no, he's in Bangkok. What the hell? But other than that,
someone said no, he's in Bangkok. There's always someone.
Everyone, there's not even a no in the house. There's not like everyone. Yes, he's obsessed. Says Evian Lane. That's a good call, isn't it? Narcissistically obsessed with himself. They absolutely think yes, but also
another call for narcissist.
Yeah, I think they send him stuff.
Another one saying narcissist there,
and then he has to watch it. Counting Squares says absolutely not. So we have got one.
Anyway, look, skip this bit.
Sense of humour, and he does the characters. I'm assuming they're characters. You know, he's got this sense of humour, and he does the characters. Like maybe Eddie's got his egg on about. Maybe, don't say,
Okay, something's going on I don't know what I'm about to say, but I know that from knowing myself, from recognising my own behaviour, is that I think things that shouldn't be said, and the reason they're funny to me, and hopefully other people, is because that's what's funny, is that you shouldn't be saying that. And then I say them. So I'm about to say something that's funny.
Because I've got this box, haven't I?
Because you'd be in jail.
Oh, it does that. And I've also got this, right, where I can go, Kirsty. No, wait. I'm Kirsty. I'm the mother. I'm Kirsty. I'm the mother. Kirsty, can you come and get your dad? He's eating the Sara Lee again. We can have a Sara Lee. What's wrong with that? We're in Tesco's. Okay. He's eating all of the Sara Lee in Tesco's.
Again. I couldn't be happier.
Someone done me a tip while that's happening. Sid Sophos. Is that the real Sid Sophos? We should talk about that one day.
Sid Sophos sent tippies.
Back then I assumed it was, but then I might have been getting trolled because it's like, you know, kind of like a sort of famous guy.
Good. I'm glad you sent those
Truth
tippies.
Justice in the house. Welcome.
Big ups, Truth Justice.
Scales hash.
You get a shout out in this video.
Superchuffer owes 3 hugs.
Big ups, Truth Justice.
Those were the days.
I can't. I'm a bit surprised that maybe it's that because I've got these buttons and like you know maybe he wants buttons and like
Eddie does want those buttons. Eddie was very jealous about the whole sort of you know media format setup. You know what I was doing. Like he wished he could do this shit. Like he still does. He still wishes he could do this shit. Like.
Because he'd enjoy that. If he'd had one of those boxes with the buttons and the cameras, he'd be off and away and like, maybe he's a bit eggy about that, but he'd make really good detractor content. Why not? Why not have a laugh? Why not like...
But I'm actually saying Eddie would make good content if he took the piss out of Alan. Like, why not do a little bit of what he would call drama or what some people could drama. I'm calling it reactor detractor content. Like, do you know what? I've veered a bit away from detractorism a little bit more of late. It's potentially a big conversation we can brew and talk about, but maybe not. But the facts are that, well, like the ironic facts are that Eddie kind of refused to do this and instead just like, oh, I'm taking my ball and I'm going. But now he won't stop doing this about me. And it was my recommendation to him that he do it in the first place.
Alan's stealing your content. Why not make content that he can't steal? i.e. rip the piss out of him. And it's but not that bad, because like he's doing all this stuff and he's a dickhead. Like, he made the videos, he did the singing, he did the grift.
Whatever Alan was doing wasn't bad enough, but whatever I've done, oh, Eddie's got to fucking go from throat, hasn't he, with me? And what is it I've done? Called him out on and proved him to be a liar, having been really nice to him at the start and giving him the benefit of the doubt, even though he started saying bad things about me. Like, giving him this is probably because he's eggy about Alan, and, you know, I've caught some flack, even though sometimes I'm too nice for my own good. Someone said it the other day. This is ridiculous at this point. Being able to watch it in hindsight is lovely. This is why he wanted my channels down. This is why he gave me fake copyright strikes. At one point, you don't know this behind the scenes, but he tried to get my channel... We talked about it himself recently, but tried to get my channel taken down. Like, he's just a fucking sad loser. Like, he really, really went on, like, the attack. Like, a bunch of people, like, different people, I suppose, you know, different reasons, but... it hasn't worked. It's ruined him. It's ruined him. It looks like he was ruining himself all the way back then as well, hasn't it? Oh, he managed to take my backing and fuck that up, didn't he? I think I've been quite fair to the fucking to the fucking knob.
Thing. He did the lying, the stealing. Like, he's doing it. Why not? Well, it's up to you. They're your lines. I've got my lines. Everyone's got their own lines. But please...
I don't mean like lines as in you've got a script. I mean lines as in where they're drawn in the sand and where you'll cross and won't cross. And Eddie was too noble to cross the line of taking the piss out of Alan. But now he's not too noble to suggest fucking horrific things about me that make him look worse than anybody I've ever seen on the internet.
Let's not be like Alan and say stay in your lane or anything. Like, I think it's okay. Whatever Eddie wants to do with his content, I would encourage. If he wants to make extended videos about old vinyl records, I've got a lot of old vinyl records. Maybe every now and then I'd watch one. If he wants to make videos about the fucking whether they've got socks on the moon, then, you know, Eddie can do a big investigation about socks and how they might get on the moon, and I might watch his video. I don't care what he wants to do. That's his life and his choice. That's fine.
Superchuffer, I'm not going to sit here just showing videos of you and taking the piss out of the way you do it and all the rest of it. I mean, I take into consideration you are nearly 70 years of age and you're probably going a bit do-dally. I'm not saying all 70-year-olds do, but don't get...
Yeah, but half the stuff he did was from the past. Like, he's always been a cock.
Started about free speech. I was the woke gang will come in and attack me. I'm not allowed to say it.
I don't like that mention of the woke gang, because I think I'm in the woke gang, aren't I? Like, I'm like, you know, pro everyone's freedom to choose. I think LGBTQ rights are like fantastic. Let's have them. I think it's better that we don't say racist slurs on the internet. I think it's better that people moderate their language in favour of not saying racist slurs on the internet. You know, overall, I'm still got a little bit of a hangover from it because my parents and, you know, the generations and what was and wasn't acceptable. But I'm all right with, like, woke is fine. Like, I think woke is a funny word, actually. The right wing poke at the left wing. Like, they're like, oh, you're liberal, therefore you're woke, and therefore it's bad to be woke. So the opposite of that is like not being woke then, like being like really fascist and racist. Like, if you want to go really hard the other way, and I don't think any extreme is good. Like, there's no point in being really extreme about things, is there? Like, it's not like I'm so fucking woke that I have to fucking, everyone on the bus has to have both a fucking dildo and like fleshlight given to them as a sex choice, and like, it's like, whoa, like, what's going on here with these conversations? Calm the fuck down. Like, Chuffer over there just like wants to like be who they are, so like I'm all right with Chuffer over there being who they are. Like, that now's not the conversation. But woke gang, I'll be in it then. Maybe that's where Eddie's getting his egg with me. I don't know, but he feels like he got an egg with me today, and maybe I'm like, you know, copping flack for that. But he mentioned the woke gang, so I picked that out. But maybe it's nothing.
I mean, I take into consideration you are nearly 70 years of age, and you're probably going a bit doodally. I'm not saying all 70-year-olds do, but don't get me started about free speech. How was the woke gang will come in and attack me? I'm not allowed to say anything, you know, because people.
It does worry me a little bit. Like he said, don't get me started about free speech. Otherwise, the woke gang will attack me. I.e., like, you know what that means. Like, who's going to attack you, right? I'm having to read between the lines here, Eddie, because remember, Eddie's told me I'm supposed to read between the lines on his content. The things you want to say will offend the woke gang. So the things that will offend the woke gang might be anti-trans or anti, you know, I'm assuming he's not racist. Do you know what I mean? I'm assuming he's not a racist. It's just, I don't know what you want to say that will offend the woke gang, but...
Get me started about free speech. How was the woke gang will come in and attack me? I'm not allowed to say anything, you know, because people are just fed up with it. But look, for all the people that have been supporting me...
I was only making a joke there. I do assume he's not racist. Do you know what I mean?
I've decided I'm going to leave the channel going. I am pulling the plug. I'm pulling the plug tonight. This is the last video. The only way I'm going to turn this around is if I get 2 messages. Here's the 2 messages. I get an apology from Alan the Armchair
This would be brilliant, because we're going to look at what Alan said in just a minute.
Detective. I want a proper apology that you nicked my material after I told you not to. And Alan, all you have to do is turn your microphone on and say, Eddie was right. I did use his material about the dog tag.
You're never getting
Goodness
that,
me, Alan. It was word for word. The only thing you missed was the name. That was the only thing you missed. I'm going to tell everyone what that name is, and I'm going to tell you why the name's on that dog tag. A lot of people don't understand about that dog tag. I wanted to get across to you, I didn't want to leak the name. I'm leaking the name tonight, and we all know that Alan's going to nick the material. He won't give a bullshit about me. You know what he's future. I don't want this to be a long video. I really don't. There's nowhere else to go. The other point, other than Alan, is the fact that we already know on the 26th of June, we're not going to get any change out of anybody. There's no way the police are going to
inquest. Okay.
To other topics, because you knew you were ringing out the Nicola Bully case.
Oh, look, there's Peter Folding. No, that's the police diver team. That must be the police rescue or the... They went up and down the river in the police thing with the sniffer dog. So that must be the one where they've got the sniffer dog in the boat and they're going up and down the river. It's not like nobody else searched that fucking river, is it? She wasn't in that fucking river.
Looking about bringing out the case, yeah.
How did the sniffer dog miss her?
Do you want me to tell you what was on that dog tag? Would it help you if I told you what was on it before?
The dog tag?
You might be saying.
Yeah.
But you could be busy with a client. You can't even attend. So what they decided to...
We'll deal with that. Like, Eddie's, and this is Eddie's content again, so I don't want to just sort of like, you know, hijack his content and start doing an episode on that now, but we will discuss what's on the dog tag, which was the mother's name, wasn't it? So it brings up lots and lots of conversation.
And even then, you see, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt here. I don't know if it even did say the mother's name, like on that blurry blow up of the night.
Points, which we will have, but now is not the episode for that. Now is the response to this like angry Alan drama stuff. So
me to watch your video. Alan's come up with something really interesting, Eddie. You might want to watch that. You have got to be, my first swear word, you've got to be fucking joking, right? You've got to be joking. And I tell you,
this made me laugh.
Proof eventually does come out because people will then question other stuff you've done. Here's another thing for you, Alan the Armchair Detective. Do you know that people watch your videos that haven't watched my videos? They watch your videos of my content and then they email me asking me to watch your video. Alan's come up with something really interesting, Eddie. You might want to watch that.
That happens to me all the time. From other, like, I get tweets, I get emails, I get like, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen this? And I'm like, I've been covering this for months, and all of my opinions are my own, and then people are feeding me back some of my own stuff that they found elsewhere, like plagiarized, or even just like, I don't know, like, and I just kind of think that's funny. And like, what I do is I tweet them, I either say yeah or whatever, and then if they want more, I just tweet them the playlist. And I'm like, we've done hours and hours on this, so have a look at that. Like, thanks. Like, I understand why it's happening, but Eddie's got his egg on about that one as well. I understand why he's got his egg on.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, me and Eddie react differently to the same thing there. Someone sent you an email saying, hey, have you seen this video? It contains important information about Nicola Bully you might want to hear. And the video is someone saying what you said. Alan's ripped you off and they're sending you Alan's video. And like the same thing happened to me. People sent me videos, oh, this is important. No, well, I said this last week or the week before, so they've obviously got it off me. Like, thanks. Like, I don't care. Whereas Eddie's like, oh, how dare they? Now people are getting my opinion off Alan and it's Alan that's saying it. Ah! Like, well eggy about it.
Feeding him up now because we need to get through all this.
Different people, aren't we?
Before Alan goes live.
You have got to be, my first swear word, you've got to be fucking joking, right? You've got to be joking. And I tell you something else they do.
Like, same thing has happened to both of us. I haven't had to make that video on the internet going, oh, yeah, fucking people are sending me emails and it's fucking videos and I've already fucking seen them. because it's me that said it in the first place and Alan's took my video.
Well, this will blow your mind. They watch your video that you post, say, today, right, Alan? They watch your video because you've got 80,000 subscribers, and your viewers are not my viewers.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Alan did take my content, yeah, and then what I did is I analysed his content on my streams. I didn't go on the internet and make like fucking hours of video going, oh, Alan took my video and I'm fucking cross. I was like, all right, he's took my video, I'm cross. Now I'm going to do something. Like, what I did was not just to bitch and piss about it. Like, Eddie's different to me. We're different. We're not the same. Me and Eddie are not the same.
So they will watch your views, watch your video on my content, and then in 2 weeks' time, they'll watch a video that's been on my channel.
This is 100%. This happens. I'm just going to fill up my water bottle while Eddie's talking. And hopefully I won't miss anything. I'll be back in just 1 second.
For 2 months. 2 months before you even bleated out your bullshit. And then they will email me and say, why are you copying the armchair detective? I'm done. I'm so sick to death of it. You know, I got a comment straight away today with someone saying, AD's at it again. I went through the comments on your channel, Alan, and I know that they're deleted quite quickly. People were even saying when you were talking about the dog tag, I heard this on another channel just the other day. Of course they did. They heard it on my bloody channel. Generally speaking, though, people that watch Michelle in the Dark, people that watch Alan the Armchair Detective, they're not going to watch me. I tell you...
Little sneaky diss at Michelle After Dark there, wasn't it?
The kind of people that watch me will be people that watch the Superchuffer. They will watch Scott and then they will watch me. And I want to apologise for kind of hitting Scott tonight. You know, I love the way he rambles on, but the content is
going to apologise now. It's a bit late for that, isn't it?
Gone for me now.
Sorry, I love the way he rambles on, but it's fucking shit. It's gone. Throw him in the bin. Don't listen to Scott anymore, everyone. Like, what a fucking shitbag. After everything I've just done on that stream, like, as well, saying, like, giving the benefit of the doubt, he's, like, probably eggy, like, we can work together, like, he shouldn't just quit. Like, and he's, on his one, he said, don't listen to Scott anymore. Like, what a fucking shitbag.
Just blitzing Alan. I'll blitz Alan like this and then pull the plug. I'm not going to show you videos and keep pausing it and tell you how pathetic it is. I'm not going to do...
Again, the defence I've got here is simply that
Yeah, these are different approaches, aren't they? I'm watching Alan's content and analysing it, so mine's better than just sitting at home and bitching on the fucking video like you're doing, Eddie, in this. Like, it's fucking ridiculous that he should think his is better than mine. He's jealous because he can't do this. So instead he has to sit there and go, oh, Alan, fucking Alan. Whereas I make it into a massive entertainment show. Everyone has a laugh. What we did with the Alan stuff was great fun. Eddie couldn't do that. He couldn't take the negative and turn it into a big smile, could he? Like, it had to be a fucking nasty fucking shit show. And some of the people, like, you know, there's a bunch of them, like, everything's nasty with them. Even if they pretend they're laughing because they're nasty. Like, it's just so fucking weird. Yeah, I'm glad that, like, you know, they talk about walking in the light and stuff like that. It's light, brevity, enjoyment, you know, smiles. We know who we are. Poor Eddie, this is who he is. Like, me and Eddie have had totally different reactions to the same provocation. Like, he can't get me on this shit. Like, he's wrong to do what he's doing. I'm right to do what I do.
doing it on the B-side channel, and the main channel, the content's not gone. It just had a bit of a hiatus while I was banned off YouTube and found it difficult to make the same quality live streams because I'm not able to go live on YouTube. So we will be back with that.
At the time I was banned because of the Eurovision.
Don't worry, it's not gone anywhere. The channel's still there yesterday. So you've got the trolley problem to stream and critique and say, I understand your perspective, but from another perspective, I think it's actually quite good to be able to pump out content, battering Alan with his own stuff. And it's quite easy because I
Look at that, I had 500 watching live for that. That's mental.
do one big live stream.
And that's not to say that if we did that now, tomorrow, like start doing Alan stuff tomorrow, we'll get 500 live. It's because things were happening live. You know, this was, Eddie had said this, Alan had said that. You know?
And then cut it up into bits a few weeks later. So I've always got videos to come out.
Right, these things aren't forever.
I'll do another one of those videos tonight. Easy. Just, you know.
And I'm so lucky, like I said, that I got to watch Alan and all these other people. Like, I could have, when that story died down, you know, when these things like died down, I could have said, right, I'm going to fucking need a new Alan now. Right, let's start doing Aussie Dave. Or let's start doing True Crime Kramer on some other fucker. And on Superchuffer as well, I need a new Nicola Bully. Let's do the Jay Slater case. Like, that could have been a path. Some people wanted me to tread it down. Like, tread down it. I'd not. Like, I got the benefit of being able to see people like Alan and what they were up to, so I don't want to end up like them.
Go over some of the stuff that we've done in the extensive live streams and cut out a little chunk It's easy. So like, it's not like I'm obsessed or anything, but it will continue. He will keep saying stupid things. He has done a lot of them. I will be doing more of it. So, you know, also don't worry about that. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. Watch the other channel. It'll be fine.
There. He can be pathetic. We can all be pathetic, Scott.
He can be pathetic. We can all be pathetic, Scott.
I mean, the fact that you're turning into the armchair detective is a real
Second time he said that. I'm Emma White. I'm Alan. I'm Alan.
bloody... And if you don't believe me, ask some of your friends. They'll tell you. What are you, obsessed or something? It's...
I'm obsessed. Hang on, wait. I'm not turning into the armchair detective, am I? Let me just need my sunglasses on for this one. Not. I'm not turning into him, am I? I'm ready to go on my Malta. Boys on tour. Malta. Boys on tour. Malta. Going to be streaming poker tonight on the gaming channel. Going to be streaming some poker, and later on.
Can you believe that Alan actually did stream his poker sessions on a channel? We covered it on. I did a service. I performed a service. Like, Alan had streamed poker on a channel, and we found it and we watched it, and it's on there on our channel now. Like, it's like, imagine having a gambling habit, begging for money on the internet, taking the money, pissing it away on gambling, and thinking it's a good idea to reveal how you do that as part of a side channel. Sorry. Oh, this is my internet poker channel for after the Armchair Detective, when I'm going to come on. Usually I'd spend about £100, but today I'm just going to put £10 in just to show you how it works.
I'll be painting portraits of. Well, we're actually. I'll tell you what. We're going to be doing a portrait competition. We're going to be doing an Angry Alan portrait
Did we do that in the end?
competition.
I think we did that, didn't we?
On this channel, so it's going to get turned up again to another level. So this obsession thing. If they're eggy about it, if they're eggy now, you know, if Eddie's eggy now, he's going to get eggier, because I propose to you chuffers, you mimps, you super chuffers, you chuffragettes,
I'm pretty much the same person.
you that get your clothes from IKEA. I propose that we have a Alan painting competition where all of you can enter your paintings.
Alright.
Art review.
What about Eddie being eggy?
I don't. Competition
He was saying I'm Alan.
that, and no. Rate that pro.
I've gone off on one.
No one needs to worry.
channel is he lives another 10 years, are you going to do... It's gone, mate. It's gone, it's over. Are you going to keep doing this now until he dies? Let's say he lives another 10 years, are you going to do that?
So Eddie had no concept of, like, how much content, in inverted commas, like, I could farm out of Alan, how far it could go, where it could go. And, like, none of us really knew exactly, but at the moment, we know. Like, we know exactly now. Like, Alan's dead. Like, his sponge is wrung out. We can talk about him when he does something particularly stupid for the hardcore. You'll get about 500 to 1,000 views. Or we can talk about it when he does, like, you know, the court case around the money thing. That'll get a few views on the old web, on the old stream. But no one gives a fuck. The people that remember him don't care anymore. They're happy he's lost the court case. He's banned off YouTube. They've moved on with their lives. Like, you know, he's not the hot topic. Nothing can be forever. So, yeah.
Well, if he has a really bad stroke, I might stop.
I wouldn't have done. I'd have covered that.
Till he dies? Let's say he lives another 10 years, are you going to do that?
Well, if he has a really bad stroke, I might stop.
A warning, Scott. Your channel is...
Is the way I was doing it as a joke, because he said, "What if he dies? Would you, you know?" And I went, "Well, if he had a really bad stroke, that's he doesn't have to die, just a really bad stroke, and then."
It's gone, mate. It's gone, it's over. Are you going to keep doing this
I'm funny.
now until he dies? Let's say he lives another 10 years, are you going to do that?
Well, if he has a really bad stroke, I might stop.
A warning, Scott. Your channel is brilliant. I mean, I said a little while ago, 10,000 subscribers. You're the type of guy that could get 500,000 subscribers, a million...
Wow, thanks. I'm hoping just to get 100,000. That's the target. But yeah, I would love to get up to the, you know, upper echelons. I've done.
Gonna have to rebuild now, aren't we? Well, we've got a bit of a springboard, and I'm going to be doing content that can actually get me that next level, I think, because there's a limit, I think, to the true crime live streaming. So...
a lot of different creative work over my time, and there is a funny balance between what gets you the most views and subscribers and clicks, and what you want to do in your heart, and what's the most
I'm
ethical
glad I'm still talking about it, even to, like, back then and even now, yeah.
or good.
I don't think they really knew who I was ever. I think they all thought I was going to be the new big one on the true crime scene that was going to turn it into a big circus. And, like, you know, with the Jay Slater case, like, you know, straight onto that, you know.
Serious stuff, and put my mind to it. I could go places.
Thanks.
EB for this film.
Talk
And
about
this,
this.
I'm on.
Making documentaries now.
Full locks.
Thanks.
Keep on chuffing.
Just grass with the tip there.
Netflix.
Big fucking racist now.
I was also struck.
Well, we shouldn't say racist.
What are you saying? Worry. Fair enough. That's the thing I would
Nationalist.
say to Eddie here and his, because he, you know, I understand what he's saying.
Sorry, I'm funny.
Like, fair enough. I'm on it. Don't worry. It's all good time.
Million subscribers, I mean it. But you're just losing focus. Maybe it's all that bloody dope you're smoking. You're just losing your way a bit, mate. I'm giving you...
Yeah, no, your way. You're going to tell me what I should make. Like I said earlier in this React that Eddie can do what he wants. If he wants to make a video about fucking onions, then I'll watch his video about onions and, like, you know, nice onion video. Like, I didn't say Eddie has to make videos about Nicola Bullion. Eddie has to do this and Eddie has to do that. Like, he has to tell the truth. But other than that, it's up to him what he does. Like... But now he's my fucking dad and I've got to make this video and that video and focus on this and don't talk about that. Like, get fucked.
Good advice, as a friend.
You're not my friend. You've said really nasty things about me on the internet and tried to make people hate me.
I've sped him up so he sounds even eggier.
In this video, back then.
But yes, it's good advice. But my advice to you, Eddie, as well, as a friend, is maybe just chill the fuck out and, like, you know, smoke some dope yourself. Like,
because I like you and I like your channel. And quietly in the background, I'll still watch these channels.
My advice to him is better than his advice to me.
I watched John the other day where he went for a walk around the field on his channel and he put his hand on the style. She talks a lot of sense and she talks about a lot of really mentally abused. When is this world panicked and phoned the police too soon?
Because like the stuff about the case and stuff like that, I want to talk about on its own, you know, merits as a different thing. So I'm just dealing with this other bit.
It's telling me, oh, Penny Bunny was the first one that put up like listening to people engage.
Glad I skipped this even today because it would have been good to have it on record. But who wants to hear him piss and bitch about what fucking Penny Bunny said?
With Penny, I really do. And by the way, I love the wig. Everyone loves the wig, right? He's doing it for you, mate. And they're doing a bloody great channel. They're making anyway. Penny Bunny is a great channel. I really like.
I'm not a big fan of her, but yeah,
she's not.
Each their own.
Listening to people engage with Penny, I really do. And by the way, I really like Truth Justice. I really do. Great channel. They're making their comedy around Alan, but there's a reason for that. And their channel has been. You
get your shout out, Truth Justice, big ups in chat.
Driven. See, yours is not like that, Scott. What are you doing? Are you just copying? I really like Truth Justice. I really.
This is something he used to do that I didn't realise, but he's always been doing. Is he'll say someone else is good, but like not holding them to the same standard as me whatsoever. Like we're both channels that rip Alan, yeah, but they do it and they're good and they're funny. They do it. You do it and you're terrible. You do, Scott. You shouldn't be doing it. Like, you could get 500,000 subscribers on your main channel. Truth Justice, obviously, they can't. They have to do Alan. They're terrible. But no, they're really good. And actually, they're the good one that does Alan in the good way. Like, none of it makes sense. None of it stands up to scrutiny. And that's one of the problems with the liars and the, you know, saying things as they come, like, making, like, again, the flip-flop earlier where he said in this video, you're doing two channels, but they're both you. So everyone sees it's you. You can't separate that. And me saying, no, I've separated it. They're different kinds of content. They're on different channels. And now, on his own stuff, he'll say, oh, I separated it. They're on different channels. But, like, back then, you couldn't. He'll argue both sides of the coin, just whatever suits him at the time, because he's thick and he can't think logically. But the problem he has is that I can think logically and I'm not thick. So when I just logically lay things out, his shit falls apart. And then he gets eggy because he has to have a tantrum. Because the response to logically being, taken apart is, I'm having a tantrum. Like...
Great channel. They're making their comedy around Alan, but there's a reason for that, and their channel has been driven. See, yours is not like that, Scott. What are you doing? Are you just copying Truth Justice now? Is that what you're doing? Truth Justice?
Well, no, Alan.
No, I'm not. I wasn't really aware. Like, we're friends, me and Truth Justice. We do kind of different content. I think we do different content, like similar subject matter.
They were a clips channel. I'm a stream.
I think I'm here talking a lot and like pausing him and talking a lot and doing my thing, and like Truth Justice is making clips and putting edits together with little bits of music and like, you know.
It's weird the way I'm justifying myself here because I think like, why is he? You know, is he confused? Like I'm giving him a real, like, fair answer rather than just understanding this is just a diss and it doesn't make any sense. Like I'm like, how come he's saying this? Like, where's he getting this thought from? I'll give him the, you know, the structure so he can understand the world better here.
But like, there's a difference, and I think it's okay, even if we were doing similar sort of, like, we're friends, like we're in the same, like, pulling in the same direction. I think it's a bit weird that Truth Justice is getting praised for doing their channel, and my battery exhausted B-side stuff is getting the fucking panning here. But yeah, go ahead.
Channel has been driven. See, yours is not like that, Scott. What are you doing? Are you just copying Truth Justice now? Is that what you're doing? Truth Justice is doing it for you, mate, and they're doing a bloody good job. You don't need to do it as well. You really don't, mate. You can get more views.
I don't need to do it. I shouldn't do it. Don't do that. You stop doing this, Scott. You do this. You do that. You do this.
Doing other stuff because you're.
There's a balance, isn't there? You can get more views, you can do other stuff.
And he's trying to appeal to me because he thinks that what I want to do is get the most views. He's appealing to the wrong thing.
Like, there's always a balance. I'm sure that I understand the point. The more serious stuff, I will
Because
agree.
earlier I said, you know, in the other chat, I said, I'm a YouTuber, I want to make money and get views. Like, I'm not hiding that. And I think they thought that what I was saying was like, I'm not here to, like, you know, it's like one or the other. I was saying they're not mutually exclusive. Like, you can be a YouTuber that wants to earn money and make views and also not be prepared to sell your soul or tell lies or need to have the facts. You know, like...
You know, there are actually people that are being put off. Oh, you're bullying Alan, I'll be put off. But, you know, fuck them if they can't take a joke. I'm all right. I'm happy with my decisions. I think I think everything's going well for me. I'm having a good time. And Superchuffer will grow. You know, the 10K...
In hindsight, I shouldn't have done any of that because it all ended badly in lots of different ways, didn't it? But that wasn't because of, like, me. I'm not going to take that. Like it was my burden of responsibility to, like, you know, it's because people were cunts. But, like, I feel like I'm still happy with what happened. Still happy. It's fine. I'm not like, oh, I wish I didn't talk about Alan. Wish I hadn't made those people mods. Like, it just fucking happened. Grow up. Just move on. Like, it's nothing.
It's going to be a lot slower. It's going to be a lot slower to get... Like, we had a big jump up to...
And you don't know what's around the corner. Like, you don't know what I could do or say or, like, streams or videos or anything that could, like, make a big difference or not. It's not a lottery as such, but there's a, you know, a bit of luck and no guarantees. But, you know, I'll keep working at it. I'll keep doing stuff. You know, sometimes we'll be on streams more often. Sometimes, you know, I do a lot of Twitch these days as well, don't I? The video quality is going to take a huge step up. That's important to me. I know it's important to do. Like, I was thinking the other day, like, if I just streamed for 6 hours a day, doesn't matter if I've got nothing to talk about, just have the live stream on 6 hours a day, to a bunch of the audience, that might be exactly what they want. And that might be good, you know, in certain, like, some people, that's their life. Like, it's fine. It's not exactly what I want to do exactly, so I won't do it that way. But, you know, maybe I don't make 100,000 subscribers, maybe I do, who knows? Like, it's just, why is it Eddie's business? And why is he so angry about it?
Like, I don't know, I don't need to be banging on about this, but in YouTube you take 10x jumps. The man who is so angry that he's going to stop making videos altogether, and he would rather that I stop making mine as well. Like, it's alright if you want to stop, but I'm not gonna.
And now I realise, because I was just cottoning on that he was a liar, I was pulling the Alan thread, but if I started pulling the Eddie thread, as I almost did in this video, his jumper would have started to unravel. He felt very threatened.
See, yours is not like that, Scott. What are you doing? Are you just copying Truth Justice now? Is that what you're doing? Truth Justice is doing it for you, mate, and they're doing a bloody good job. You don't need to do it as well. You really don't, mate. You can get more views doing other stuff because you're a clever cookie. You really are. Maybe cut down the dope smoking a bit.
Yeah, no, I don't like that, Eddie. You know, he's a great guy, isn't he? I love it when he puts his
I'm
wig
going
on.
to skin up again.
Yeah, I love the wig. Everyone loves the wig, right? He's known as the wig man, right? He really is.
And I didn't know that Eddie had a wig back then.
I mean, I chuckle, right? But then this Alan thing. What do you think, Granddad?
I see your point, but you've got to remember, Eddie, that's his entertainment. You shouldn't question someone else's entertainment, you see. I mean, Scott is...
Is he arguing with himself in the voice of I like that as a concept, because ContraPoints does it, and she's one of my favourite YouTubers. She presents different characters, like with the wig and everything, you know, and like talks to herself and has the debate. I think that's a really clever idea, and it's nice that he's. It's Granddad is now like toning down the point that Eddie made. So fair enough.
getting views and he's enjoying doing it. Why do you care about that? I mean, you like BHTV, and I mean, he swears every other word.
He does. He's real. He's real. There's lots of channels I watch. I mean, look at all the music channels I watch. The audio.
And I'm not real with my wig on.
files and that, and all the people I watch, the professors and the schools and the university channels I watch. I mean, my mind is a flood of so many different channels. And maybe this Nicola Bully thing is, I don't know, I'm not saying it's burnt me out, but what's burnt me out is all this bullshit from these channels. I mean, I can't take it anymore.
I know what you're saying, Eddie, and of course, you know, Michelle...
Little inside joke here is he's now using the footage in his video of just him talking about shit. He's using that footage of the interview, and he's using the footage that he's had to get from Send Trees, from where I put it up, which I was cross about in the first place, that Alan took without asking and used it. Like, there's a little bit of an inside dig there, isn't there, in a way? A little bit of a strange choice to use that footage that he definitely got off Send Trees.
When this comes out, she's going to be the winner, right?
If you're going to have it as a competition, yes, of course she is. And she's going to say, I told you so. And she's going to...
Well, she's not going to be the winner. Like, what you mean there is that...
You know, Michelle, when this comes out, she's going to be the winner, right?
If you're going to have it as a competition, yes, of course she is. And she's going to say, I told you so. And she's going to...
Well, she's not going to be the winner.
Okay, I can see immediately what I'm thinking there is, how can Michelle win something? It's an inquest into Nicky Bully's death. If her theory is agreed by the inquest, like, we're not in some sort of competition where we all handed in our papers and Michelle gets graded the winner and she takes home the cup. Like, it's just people's opinions. Like, there's no winning or losing. It's strange that he's, like, got this in his head. And what's even stranger is that the Granddad voice is, like, the counter opinion to this, that he then fucking rejects. Like, it's like he knows what people are going to say in advance. Like, and not just what people are going to say, but, like, the more reasonable and grounded way to behave. And he's sort of saying, yeah, fuck that, though. Like, I'm cross. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, how do you argue the point with someone who's already expressed that they understand the point, but they just don't care?
Like, what you mean there is that... I mean, I shouldn't be dealing with the case so much, but the Michelle thing he's suggesting is that because what the police will say is what she's going to say, then she's the same as the police, therefore she wins. It doesn't mean that's correct at all. The winner is... fuck Rolf Harris. What's going to happen, Michelle?
Fuck Rolf Harris.
She's... and sort of like truth, you know.
I'm glad that these episodes... I've really enjoyed watching my own stream from ages ago.
I demand all channels, including mine, say sorry. But the only thing is, Michelle, I'm not going to be here to say sorry because tonight is the last video. So I'm not going to do it.
How long are you going to make this video, Eddie?
Well, I don't know. We've been rambling for half hour. I want to do the end song. I'm not going to go over all what I know about Nicola Bully anymore. I'm really not. I've already told you about the dog tag. The dog tag, the reason the dog tag was taken off was so that no one was phoned. And no one was phoned.
To this day, right, he now says that he goes back and, like, deletes the videos because they were wrong and he changed his mind and whatever. But to this day, he still says this shit at the end. Like, I'm not going to tell you everything that I know, but I know all this other shit and it could come out. Like, but that's what he said about his old theory, and then he changed that. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's always been saying that, but he kept changing. Like, today's theory that, you know, I'll tell you all about it. It's just around the corner. I've got all the information. I know a lot more than you'd know. That's coming, and it's always, you know... It's always been changing. He's always had it. He's always been changing. It's always around the corner. It's always... Such a bullshitter, isn't he?
Done was because there was no dog tag on it. They phoned the vet. I've phoned the vet. I've already spoke to the vet myself, and they...
This interests me because he's phoned the vet now. Like, I don't know at what point Eddie was conducting his investigation. I know they're not the family or anything. And again, I'm going on the trust of his word here, and I do trust his word that he phoned the vet. But the issue for me with my content, you know, I felt comfortable reacting to the things that were put in the public media. Like, that's my sort of, you know, that's what I do on YouTube, make body language videos and stuff.
I'm now calling him out for going real life and harassing people that are involved in Nicola Bully's life inadvertently. I'm saying, for me, the line is that I will not do that. I won't be contacting the family or the vet. I'm not an investigative journalist. I don't have a degree in that. I'm a chuffer on the internet. There might have been talk about me going up there and flying my drone around and walking around. Like, it seemed quite normal at one point to suggest that someone, like, you know, because Curtis Media was up there, and then it seemed like quite inappropriate as well. So I chose not to. Like, I could still in the future, if I want to make a documentary. It's the, you know, she's going to be dead for a long time and the river's going to be there. But, like, the
public media, like, that's my sort of...
Yeah, the idea that like, Eddie suggests, like, because what am I trying to say here? Yeah, I mean, basically what he's saying is that it's okay for him to go real life in his investigation. Like, you know, nothing is off limits to him, I suppose. He's mentioned the family have been talking to him. he's mentioned now that he's contacting things like, you know, it's like he's got this special remit for what some might consider harassment, and he's quite prepared to like talk about it on the internet as well. So,
you know, that's what I do on YouTube, make body language videos and stuff like that. Like, but me phoning up people involved, like, if
I don't know if like being an official detective or even like a, you know, licensed private or an unlicensed private detective gives you a step up into being, you know, more able to do these things, or if everyone should be able to do these things and I'm wrong here, or, you know, if maybe just being a YouTuber it's inappropriate. You know, everyone's gonna have their own line there, aren't they? Well, certainly mine is to not have called the vet.
to phone her neighbour or phone her parents, like, I'd be like, well, that's a bit excessive of me. And then they specifically said, all these TikTokers and all that, the family want to be left alone. Like, they said that really early doors. So
funny, isn't it, that now later on I'm the one that's being accused of being the one that harassed, you know, the family, and I'm there on the internet saying, like, you know, where the lines are, and it's Eddie the one that's breaking them, crossing them. Maybe he should have been the one in that BBC documentary, not me. If only they could have found clips of his videos. And they only had one tiny clip of me saying that Paul Ansell, like, that she might not have liked Paul Ansell and she might have left because of that. And that's a reasonable thing to say when it comes to a spouse going missing, isn't it? Like, how awful of Scott to say that she might have wanted to divorce Paul. She might have wanted to. They had that thing, didn't they, the week before, where the police had to come because of the domestic thing, and the... So... They didn't mention that on the documentary, or did they? I can't remember now.
I felt less like trying to become some sort of investigative journalist, which I'm
I think they did mention it.
not. I don't have a degree in journalism. Like, I don't know the journalistic ethic.
Anyway,
but
making the same point twice here in the past and now.
He would just spur into the
Not really interested in what I've got to say. More interested in what
they got a call and they didn't know whose the dog was. The vet said that they had actually recommended that they take the dog.
Anyway, this is dog tag business.
We nonchalant as he has, and I can't believe it. And as for Emma White covering her face early on, I'm going to show you that clip again in the end.
Yeah, we all agree with that.
I'm really sorry. You know, I've been really kind about you, Louise. I know for a fact.
And he talks about the family.
He talks directly to the family. I never say, "Hey, Louise, if you're watching," da 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 da. I never say things like that. Eddie constantly doing that.
Once, and you think about that. In every 2 weeks, he walked the dog once. He didn't walk the dog. She
dog.
So already say 70, 75% accidental death, 20, 25%. The family were really cut up about it. And when people say the family are not listening to these channels, yes, they are. You really don't think they're listening to me? Of course they are. They're listening to me talk. They know I'm real. They know that I'm recording this. I'm not going to edit this tonight. I'm just throwing.
Again, directly implying the family not only talk to him behind the scenes, but here, different assertion, the family are listening to me now. He knows that. Not he assumes it. Oh, they would be. Of course they would be. They'd scour the internet for stuff. Like, why would they? Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they're grieving and this sort of shit would just fucking send them over the edge. Like, I don't know. But...
Putting it out there. This is me talking. This is just me being real for you.
You could always come on a live with us and be 100% real with us as well. Like, we believe you're real. I'm not at any point undermining Eddie and anything he says. I'm asking openly for my own journalistic integrity, or, like, you know, sense of the truth, to just be able to go that one step further and like verify and validify and, you know, all that. And, like, you know, when we talk about people coming forward and talking, if Eddie's doing all this investigation, like, the door is always open to come on the show and show me the investigation and receive the flowers for all the job you're doing, because I think you deserve it. And I think it's also a bit of a shame that because he has to keep this, it would explain why he has to keep some of it.
It's funny, isn't it? It's almost like he didn't do an investigation like he said he did, and he doesn't have anything to show.
Hidden in just a second, I think.
Let's do the end song. When someone dies.
Oh, not the end song. Okay. What he said in this, which I've skipped over maybe, was that I'm paraphrasing now, so let's just be fair. But he said that if he would, the family were. He basically said that the family are worried that Paul might move away with the children, and that if...
Is this going to be something that he said in this that I'm skipping over? It's a shame that I'm skipping over it, isn't it?
They go again, like...
Because I remember this, he was basically saying we can't say certain things because then Paul might do a runner and they lose the kids. You've got to be careful. Like, and that's another reason for you to not say things on the internet. We're using the kids as leverage now. Like, it's fucking weird.
Me reading between the lines here is that if Paul gets wind that they're going against him, then he's going to say, grandparents and sister, I don't want you seeing the children. You're going to tell these children that I killed their mom. I'm taking them away. And so they don't want that. So they have to play Paul. And they have to say to Paul, Like, you know, it's all right, Paul, we believe you. Like, you know, that's ridiculous. We think, no, so they don't lose the kids. So that's really serious business. And if that's happening behind the scenes, they've told Alan, they've told Eddie, you can't reveal certain information because Paul will get wind of it and then he'll be taking the kids. That's serious business. And I totally understand that. And like, it's a really difficult one. It's a rock and a hard place. And I was talking earlier about the rock and the hard place. Ernie's one of the rock, you know, the rock and the hard place things, and Paul's the other, isn't he? Because if Paul gets wind of them turning on him, he might lose, they might take the kids. So that's, if Eddie has been supplied with information by Ernie or Dorothy, then even if it's 100% fact, Eddie doesn't want to publicly expose it to be fact, because then they lose the kids. That's the jeopardy involved, isn't it? So that's possibly why Eddie's quite angry with me for saying I want receipts, because he can't show me the receipts, and I'm smart enough to understand why he can't show me the receipts. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have said this on the internet, but he's asked me to...
You know, in that Nicola Bulley documentary, right, the one on the BBC, Ernie and Dot said something basically like, people had some fucking sick theories on the internet and they were upset about it, yeah? Like, my sick theory, my one, that I put in a video like nearly a year later, that they might have been upset by, was that Peter Folding in some ways related to that network through the animal protests, that Ernie Bulley had a truck company and that his trucks may have been moving animals, so there's like a link to that world of animal protest. And that world could be, not the animal protest, but the moving of animals in the trucks could be linked to criminality, and that through those worlds Nikki could have been a vulnerable, I don't want to say target, but like, you know, caught in the crossfire, or so to speak, or, you know, that her death might have been because of organised crime, and that organised crime isn't just from nowhere, it's surrounding those industries, those businesses, those sort of like, you know, in those sort of things, yeah? I didn't say that Ernie killed his daughter in any way. But so that might be a sick, horrible thing that made them really upset. It doesn't sound that sick or horrible, you know, it's putting forward a reason why something bad might have happened to her. They themselves thought she'd been kidnapped, obviously. On the other side, we've got Eddie, who is making up that he's in contact with Ernie and Dot, and that Paul will leave and take the kids if Ernie and Dot turn on him, and that Ernie and Dot secretly think that Paul's a bad person, but, as Eddie says, they won't let on to Paul because he might leave and take the kids, and that he knows this because he talks to them, but he can't let on that he talks to them because Paul might take the kids. So which one of us is sick? Which one of us would upset Ernie and Dorothy? You know, if Ernie and Dorothy heard that Scott said that he thinks there's like a criminal organisation and it is involved in that industry that Ernie's got ties to, like that's why they're, you know, because they have to at some point, you know, have a reason to go for Nikki, don't they? So, you know, could it be that? I'm not saying Ernie's a big drug dealer. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that that's an industry that might be infected by the organised crime, and it's quite close to home. So, you know, maybe that. Whereas what Eddie's saying is that he's talked to Ernie, and that Ernie said that Paul's going to take the kids, and that Ernie doesn't like Paul, and that if Paul takes the kids, he'll never see them again. So he's got to toe the line and pretend to Paul that they're good friends. Like, which one of them sounds sick? Which one of them sounds right? Like, you know, isn't it weird that when you reflect on what happened in the past, the things Eddie kind of accuses me of is like he's done the things 10 times worse, and that if Dot and Ernie were watching his content, they would be really repulsed, and mine, like, they wouldn't have had any problem with any of it until Nikki Bulley case solved us. But well, they didn't like me suggesting that she wanted to leave Paul, eh? Like, but like, you know, I can't say they wouldn't have had any problem with it. On the other hand, they might have understood that I'm just a nobody that's watching the interview with Paul and just picking it apart and trying to find Nikki. Like, my intent, like my heart was in the right place at least, and I've never really criticised them, have I? Like, you know, I've never said like, oh, Dot and Ernie are bad people, or like, you know, anything like that. So like, yeah, whereas what Eddie said is that they're telling him things behind the scenes and they know things, and that Paul's and this and that. Eddie's the sick one, making up the sick lies, the fucking weirdness, the crazy theories. He sounds like, because again, if you're the person that he's talking about, if you're Dot or Ernie, like, you might watch my Nicola Bulley case solving and go, oh, that's ridiculous. Like, my company never moved animals, not involved in the import and export of live animals or any kind of animals. That's a ridiculous theory. Like, you might think that, yeah? Whereas if you watch Eddie's video, you might think, oh, I've never talked to you and I didn't say that and I've not done that and Paul's not said that, and like, then you're starting to get emotions and feelings about who's saying what on the internet, aren't you? When someone's lying about you. Like, someone honest as well, if they don't agree with what I've said in my video, yeah, they might be going, oh, that Scott said something that we don't agree with. He's not got the right end of the stick. That's not very nice. But they know that I'm not making up a lie. You know, I can show them on the video, Paul said it like that, that's why I think it. There's an inaccuracy in his timeline there, that's why I think it. You know? Like, I've got reasons for saying what I'm saying, they're on the screen. Whereas with Eddie, he's just like got some video playing in the background while he tells lies about Ernie and Dot. That's so much worse. It's so much worse.
Infer.
I mean, insofar as what I'm doing isn't that bad, what he's doing is awful.
Read between the lines on his content.
And it's about context. Like, if I was sat in a room with Ernie and Dot, do you think I'd do my show? Like, do you think back then with the Nicola Bully show or whatever, you know, not the Nicola Bully show, but you know what I mean, the Superchuffer show doing Nicola Bully, if I did that and Ernie and Dot were sat behind me for every episode, do you think I'd have done everything in the same way? But obviously they're not. Oh, they can watch it on the internet. Everyone can watch it on the internet. They have the choice also to not. So, like, yeah, I think I'm cool. I still think I'm cool. And I know that Eddie's sick because I've got the evidence.
And he said that stuff about Paul. Like, I just skipped over it, so maybe I
And
shouldn't.
suspect him, you could lose the children. You know that, of course you do. I'm really kind about you, Louise. I know for a fact. I know for a damn fact you've had.
He's talking directly to her. He might not have sent her the video. He's naming it. Louise, let's talk to you now, Louise. Like, he's doing that. That's a step above. And the things he says.
Really kind about you, Louise. I know for a fact. I know for a damn fact you've had no knowledge and you don't know nothing about this. And the reason you're doing the right thing is because you know, if you guys turn against Paul and suspect him, you could lose the children. You know that, of course you do. But listen, don't rule out Paul leaving the area anyway.
It's like he's inventing a fucking soap opera in his fucking head. Threatening the family they could lose the children if they turn on Paul, but really they know that Paul's a bad egg. I mean, shouldn't it not have been Eddie that was on that fucking documentary on the BBC? Is it worse what he said there, or when I said, well, maybe she would, when Paul said, I've got no idea why she should have left, and me saying, well, she might have fucking hated you. She might have wanted to leave you. She might have wanted a divorce because you're a wanker. Which is worse? I mean, it's uncouth what I've said, maybe, isn't it? It's a bit, you know, but I don't know Paul. I'm not suggesting I do. It's just an opinion from some arsehole on the internet, eh? Can't really hurt him, can it? Whereas what Eddie said there, Louise, you know that Paul would run away with the children and that you can't say this, and I know that you know because I spoke to Dot and Ernie, and like, you are fucking sick. Like, you are fucking sick. Putting her children's faces on the internet, putting her children's pictures on the internet, putting her children's names on the internet, saying things like that. Like, it was just a list. It wasn't this one video. It was all of his channel. He knows Nikki, he knows Ernie, he knows Dorothy, he knows this fact, he knows that they're at the school, he knows that, he knows the children, he's da-da-da. Like, it was all of it, wasn't it?
For a fact, I know for a damn fact you've had no knowledge and you don't know nothing about this. And the reason you're doing the right thing is because you know.
On the internet, but he's asked me to infer and read between the lines on his content. And he said that stuff about Paul. Like, I just skipped over it, so maybe I
And
shouldn't.
suspect him, you could lose the children. You know that, of course you do. I'm really kind about you, Louise. I know for a fact. I know for a damn fact you've had no knowledge and you don't know nothing about this. And the reason you're doing the right thing is because you know, if you guys turn against Paul and suspect him, you could lose the children. You know that, of course you do. But listen, don't rule out Paul leaving the area anyway. Don't rule that out. When this is all over, there's a very good chance he's going to say, that's your lot. And you don't think that Dot and Ernie are frightened about that?
So that's the concept there about why we can't reveal some of this behind the scenes stuff, maybe. So I understand. Eddie said it there explicitly, so I'm not just like, you know, blowing the lid here. So my take on that is simply...
Well, my take now is that he's had to make up that lie that Paul was going to leave with the children to cover up the lie that he knew the family. So that because I was saying, you know, give us some proof. And he's saying, I can't give you any proof. If we go any further, Paul's going to run. You have to leave this now, otherwise Paul's going to leave with the kids. If you don't stop trying to corroborate whether I'm telling the truth, Nikki's kids are going to be taken away. You're going to have, on your guilty conscience will be Nikki's kids got taken away if you keep trying to get Eddie to prove that he's telling the truth. He made up another lie about Nikki's kids and the family and what they were going to do and how Paul was going to take them away. He made up that lie to cover up the fact that he was already lying. This is so fucking bad, and it gets lost in the fucking sauce, doesn't it? It was a Superchuffer stream. It was a battery exhausted stream. It had 10,000 views 2 years ago. I suppose it got quite a few views for this sort of thing. But, you know, my opinions on it have changed, haven't they? Things have become more clear. I'm like, maybe I call this out now, maybe I don't. But that is fucking sick what he said there. You're never going to get a clip of me saying some fucking weird shit like that. The worst one you've got of me is me saying Eddie wants to dig Nicola Bully up and fuck her. You've got a clip of me saying that Eddie wants to dig Nicola Bully up and fuck her because he fucking keeps pretending that he... The reason I said it is because he was in my stream saying that he'd met her at a club and that they'd been in love. And I was like, you are such a weird sicko that you're saying, you know, so many weird sick lies about Nicola Bully. You want to dig her up. Like, that's how sick he is. And I stand by that. It's fine. It's not fine. Like, him being sick is not fine. Me calling it out is fine. The worst thing you're going to get on me is that. But for him, the worst thing you've got is, well, we could have had worse, but we haven't got it all, have we? But we still got this. We still got some. We still got some. The worst thing for him is Superchuffer's not a fucking idiot and didn't sucking, you know, drink the Kool-Aid or whatever. Couldn't fool me, could you? Couldn't fool me.
Understand it. It's rock and a hard place shit. And I don't want to, like, I mean, how can I suggest what anyone should do in this situation? But I don't know, maybe you can say...
But I was giving him the benefit of the doubt even then, so maybe he did fool me.
What you feel you would do in chat with this, you know, with this situation. But Betsy B says it sounds like rumours. Like, I don't know whether you're talking about specifically something in chat or whether what we're hearing now sounds like rumours. But yeah, unless I've got some backup of like, this is what... The thing is, this is Eddie's...
Oh no, wait, you can't fool me.
Maybe I should do a whole video called Eddie's Story, you know, and like Eddie's presentation of the facts as he sees them, his, you know, the places he's given the clues as to where he's got the information, and his narrative as to what happened on the... Not his narrative, but it could be the truth, you know, as to what happened on the day. The hypothesis, you know, Eddie's hypothesis. So he's...
Can I not be any fairer than that? I'd like to put together the play-by-play of what he actually thinks happened based on the things he said in his videos and give it the benefit of the doubt that it might be the truth.
What's going on there, and that sums it up, doesn't it, is that he can't be explicit because they could lose the kids. And if you're in that rock and that hard place yourself, I wonder what you would choose to do. Like, I wonder how you would stop Paul from running away with the kids. Like, that's the question.
He might be right. He might be right. Still wrong to have said it on the internet like that, but, you know, he might be right. He could have said that to me privately. Scott, stop questioning me in the shows, man. Like, he's going to lose the kids, you know. Don't say this on the internet, but behind the scenes, if you keep going in the family and, you know, could have done that in a different way. I mean, I might have still seen it as sneaky manipulation, but...
Isn't it? If you come out against Paul...
Well, what I'd have said is, show me some proof. You know, if Dot and Ernie have got these opinions and they're talking to you about it and this and that, I'll take a call. He only has to tell me just once on a phone call, this is really upsetting us, can you back off? And I'll just stop. Like...
How can you stop Paul going against the kids? So I guess we'll do an episode on that together, maybe. You know, I'd rather hear what Eddie wants to say about that, because Eddie's brought it up as a concept, and if I then go ahead and do an episode on it, I will, you know, it's all about Eddie's context. So I'd rather Eddie was just there so we could have the chat. What do you think about this? But that's an interesting aspect of that now. And that's Eddie's content there now, summed up in this, you know, rock and a hard place predicament, I suppose.
Tell the truth or get caught out lying.
Whether I'm to trust it really is solid information coming from Ernie, or misinformation coming from Emma, or, you know, I don't know. But
that was the other thing. He wouldn't reveal who was doing the emails. It was someone close, so it could have been Emma, couldn't it? It could have been someone else. And, like, maybe he was getting a half story. So, like, I was thinking, if this is what Ernie said, it could be true. But if it's somebody said Ernie said it, you know, the guy down the pub that he drinks with has been emailing me, oh, it's not good anymore. But he would never, so, you know.
I can understand why he can't expose it on the internet.
And instead he made up a lie, which is that Paul was going to take the kids away to try and cover his own ass.
For me to know. So it's all left in the balance of how much I believe and what I believe based on what Eddie said.
And that there is the crux of the matter, isn't it? It's all about how much I believe and what I believe. Well, you know, I tried to find out the truth, and I think we got somewhere with it, because Eddie turned out to be a stone fucking nut bar, didn't he? Like, he turned out to be a full fucking cake bar. Like, do you remember when there was a fashion for cake bars? Do you remember this, right? Do you remember there was suddenly a fashion for cake bars? Do you remember? Hang on, let's put some background music on. I'm gonna talk about cake bars for a minute. So I want to have some background music, and you can't stop me. How about that? How does that sound? Do you like cake bars? First of all, we need to ascertain whether you yourself like cake bars. That's the first thing we need to know. So in the 90s they started them. It's pre-millennium. I don't just want to see them in the shops. I want to know, like, the history of the cake bar. I want to see some historical cake bars. These people are looking for a specific one that was shaped like a teddy bear. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah. Fuck your cherry bakewells. Fuck your cherry bakewells. Is that a cake bar? Remember this? So people aren't eating the cakes anymore. They're only little pictures because it was the past. In the past, the internet was smaller. So all the pictures from the past are smaller on the internet today. Remember this, look? Chocolate chip slice. Cake bar. And you could put them in your lunchbox, and they're like individual wraps, like a chocolate bar, but they're cakes. Cake bars. But before that, you would buy the cakes like a Mr. Kipling individual cake. And like, well, there's nothing wrong with the individual cake. The cake bar, like, they do them slices, look. Cake slices. You're not taking those in your lunchbox. Cake bars. And that meant that it didn't have to be Mr. Kipling. They could do other brands, and other people could have a cake bar. And like, there was like crunchy cake bar. Like the Cadbury got on it. I mean, they're still doing them. They're still doing them. Cadbury got on it. Look, crunchy cake bars. These are images. I just want an image of a image. Crunchy cake bars. So it's a cake, and it's got a bit of crunchy on top. This must have been even before the 90s, actually. I bet they had these when I was a younger child. Cake bars. When did cake bars start? Has anyone got any information about when cake bars started? It was a new thing though, like, and then everyone did them. And they did them for all the different brands. Like, if you sold some sort of confetti, look, Maltesers chocolate cake bars. Maltesers cake bars. This is from Sainsbury's. Other brands, other shops are available. Obviously, we'd fucking hate Sainsbury's and Tesco. Basically because Roman doesn't like them. Can't remember why. But cake bars, look. Do you think they do a cherry bakewell cake bar? That's a mouthful, isn't it? Cherry bakewell cake bar. I bet Eddie can't say it. Cherry bakewell cake bar. They do slices. It's not the same. It's not the same. They now package the slices in individual little packages like that, even though they're in a big box. It's not the same. It's a bakewell slice. It's not a cherry bakewell cake bar. That's... It needs to be individually wrapped, and it needs to say cake bar on the fucking thing. Cake bar. So no, the answer's no. They never made the cherry bakewell into the cake bar. So there you go. You didn't get a cherry bakewell cake bar, you fuck. you know when you look on the internet about cherry bakewells, right? They show you all sorts of different things as well. Look, hang on. They show you all sorts of different cakes that are similar, but obviously we think of the classic Kipling in the aluminium little cup with little bake tray, the aluminium thing with the little pie case, the layers, the fondant icing like that, with the cherry probably in the middle or near the middle on the top. But like we think of this classic Kipling Bakewell tart, yeah? Right? But Mr. Kipling, oh, it's tiny, isn't it, that picture? Mr. Kipling don't own the fucking Bakewell tart. Like a tart, like it can look like this, look. And I bet it's a bigger picture now, look. That's a bigger picture and everything. It can look like that, and that's a cherry Bakewell tart. Mr. Kipling don't own it, you know. The Mr. Kipling one's not the best one, it's not the official, it's not the only one. If you get like a proper baker to make one, Mr. Kipling is exceedingly good, okay, I accept he's exceedingly good, but you know, if you go like restaurant quality Bakewell tart, they're making them by hand out there and shit, you know. I've asked it for cake bar, so that's just confusing it. If I just put cherry Bakewell, you can like, look, all sorts of different kinds of cherry Bakewell though. Look at this one. This one's just like if they made one for the Great British Bake Off or something. It's nice, isn't it? Posh cherry Bakewell. Eddie's never had one of them. Never lived. He's only ever had the Kipling. He's got some fucking hope getting all these sort of things in New Zealand. I hear they don't even have supermarkets.
I like Eddie. I think he's a decent... I mean, I don't know him. I like him. I'm inviting him on the show and all that. I've never met him, and I don't know anything about him other than he's made these videos. So, like, I get a good vibe off him. But, you know, I'm not... So, like, you haven't got... What do I know? And what do you know? So I don't know. So I'd rather get to know. Let's get to know.
See, even then, I was saying I like him. He seems all right. Obviously, in this episode, he said a load of bad things about me, but I didn't really focus on them, and I'm still being nice.
That's how you make friends.
It's funny, isn't it? He was able to make friends with other people who he'd really offended. He really offended them, and then he was able to call them up and make friends with them. Whereas I offered him actual friendship, and we weren't able to be friends. Like, I didn't want to phone him up. I didn't want to have him on the phone. I said, come on the show. You know, but like, it's interesting, isn't it? We couldn't be friends, even though I was being friendly. Maybe he didn't want to be my friend.
That's Eddie's side of this thing, isn't it? And I was
hey, look, it looks like my head's actually got the thing above my head. Look, it looks like it's completing my actual head shape. So that's good. That's a win. Didn't notice that until now. It looks like that's really my head with the grass on top. Like it's like my head's going over the... That's a win.
End song, and we don't have to listen to that. I think I defended myself. I think, you know, Eddie had a pop at me in a way. Pop at me. Eddie talked about me briefly in his video and made a point mainly about my content and which direction I was taking the channel in. And the Superchuffer channel is safe. That's in the bank. Oh, that's in the bank. That's safe. You take that home. That's yours. That you keep that. But do you want to gamble? And have a look over here at these other channels, because it's fine. It's fine. We've got...
Okay, so I'm summing up.
Video.
And then we talk about Alan, and we watch Alan's, you know, side on it. And I don't really care what Alan's got to say about Eddie and Alan. Like, that was that video. What I got to care about today was, you know, the sort of context now and looking back on it. And I'm glad I did, because, again, it proves me to be absolutely vindicated. Righteous is a word that somebody's throwing around now because it was in one of my songs. The Chuffer man is righteous and he's decent. Eddie burn in hell with all the demons. Yeah, I think I'm absolutely the winner. And we can always look back on that and now this and just confirm that. If anyone needs me to go out to the town gates where the heads are on the sticks, you can point at Eddie's head and say, there he is. Oh, he's doing his lying again. It's one of his things he does. And that's all there is to it, isn't it? So that's good. I'm glad we had this little talk. Where are the buttons for this? There's that. Cake bars. Such a clever idea. And I do like a slice. I think slices are fine. You know, for me, I'm alright with a slice. But for a while there, it wasn't... And they're not a slice. They're a little cake bar. They're not a slice. Not the fibre ones. They're not cake bars. They don't count. They say cake bars on them. They're not cake bars. That's not a cake bar. Okay? That's not. I don't care. It's not. Not properly. Oh no, you're pushing it there with that. You're pushing it. I don't care about the fibre and the calories and all that. What I'm saying is, it's not cakey enough for me. Risen and... Like the original Kipling, they were like... These chuffers... Like, that's a cake. You know, like, it's like a miniature cake shaped like a bar. Just like a slice, but no one's had to slice it. Cake bar. You can see the cake bar on the left and the slice on the right there. Cake bar. Eddie's a cake bar. Eddie's a full fucking fruit cake bar, mate. Isn't he? He's a full fucking... What's this? Philadelphia snack bar strawberry cheesecake. I've never seen that. Doesn't look appealing to me. Cheesecake bar, Philadelphia. That does not look appealing. Looks like a hot dog or something. Why would you make your cheesecake look like a hot dog? Fucking awful. Look at them piled up there. They're awful. Like skin grafts. Sanitary towels or something. They're awful. I don't want one of those. That's horrific. That's... Oh. I'm glad my dead wife doesn't hate me. That's a nice cake. That one there. Just colour scheme. It looks a bit like toothpaste really, but... Colour scheme. This one's a train. Choo choo. Right. I'm going to go now. I might come back in a bit and play a video game, but I'm going to cut this one. Chop. Chop. You see about maybe do some editing. Don't say I never give you anything. Today we watched a stream that happened years ago, but we got something new out of it. So, I hope you have a good evening. I'll be back soon, anon. If I work really hard, I might get this video out in the next 3 or 4 days. If things go awry, which they always do, because I keep having to constantly get up. But then it might be longer than 3 or 4 days. Oh, I need to put more effort in, don't I, to being here. I am here. I'm just fucking working on a video. Shut up. Right. I'll just give you a video to watch. It's 3 hours long. You enjoy it. And what you can learn from today as well is that if you've enjoyed this, you might just want to go back and look over Battery Exhausted again, because some of them are good. Some of them are really good. All right, you be good. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the gifted subs today. Thank you for just being here, really, isn't it? Great stream. You liked it, yeah? Cool. Just a bit of off the cuff. I just wanted to see, you know, I was just like thinking, like, I remember that we did this thing about the dog tag, and I wondered how much of Eddie was in that video, you know, how much we'd recorded of what he said, and how it made sense today. And by God, we did record a bit, and it did make some sense. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now. Shut up, I want to play video games. Alright, I might come back and play video games in a bit. You be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty. So look, I don't know if you get 2 notifications if I come back later on, so look out for it, because I do feel like I might want to play video games. But then I don't know. Alright, you're naughty, be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty. And play you out with a song, I suppose, isn't it? I should definitely play you out with a song. I should definitely... my songs... Oh, I've been pressing this button a bit, haven't I? I've been pressing this button a bit to make background music. A little bit too much, you might say. can't find the song now. Oh, this is laborious. I could probably find it if I type something into the search bar. Might have to type something into the search bar. 8 pages of these. I mean, they're good because they're background songs, and I've got more background songs. Okay, what happened? Sickness. That's one of the lyrics, isn't it? No? Actually, this one hasn't ever been fully heard because we never did the Eurovision. I'll play this one. We were going to do an Eddie Vision song contest, which we might still do, you never know, but this was the Spanish entrant. So you be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty.
Proper stinker Eddie Brown, big bomb bomber. Nobody likes him. Nasty, if anything really, Eddie Brown, sweaty. Red face, Eddie Brown, that is not a personality. That is just a load of lies, lies instead of a personality. Eddie Brown. Robert idiot, nobody likes him. Nasty if anything really. Eddie Brown, sweaty. Red face, Eddie Brown, that is not a personality. That is just a load of lies, lies instead of a personality. Eddie Brown.